We're trying Mountain Dew Zero Frostbite. Has a shark on it, so thought it'd be fun. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, it's part of my 6K. Let me move this video over here. It's part of my 6K sub celebration. I did want to do one by myself. There may be more by myself, just depending on how many people I can get on. Um, so we were supposed to have one last week. That guy, I don't know what happened to him. I was talking to him and then he stopped. I don't know. I guess he just decided not to come on. I don't know. But yeah, so we're missing one so far. The other ones, I put out the last invitation tonight. Last invitation got sent out tonight for those with the YouTube channels. The one I have coming up on Friday, I'm so excited about. I'm so excited about. Another one, look at this. Look at this. This guy here, Bernardo. Wake Mark and Luke up. Surely Mark's up by now, right? I want to talk to him. That's who I want on my stream, Bernardo. I want Mark. I want a real man's man. Hey, Michael, how's it going? Michael, send me an email real quick. Send me an email real quick. I'll send you an invite. I don't know what happened. I didn't save your email in my email address book, and I can't find it. It's somewhere. So send me an email. Send me an email. No one's joining me tonight. No one's joining me tonight. The guy who was supposed to join me last week didn't show. The one on Friday is going to happen. There is another one later on this week. We're just trying to get down a day, and time's a ticking. He has, well, I will move anything for this guy, but he has Tuesday through Thursday open, and Tuesday is kind of taken. We're going to be doing some podcasts on Tuesday, so Tuesday is kind of taken for that reason, but I'll move my podcast night if he agrees to come on, or may just put the podcast, I don't know, may just bring them on with the podcast. Who knows? There is another one that if I get on here, I'm going to be so excited. So excited. It's a small channel, but you may see my brother show up for it because my brother's a big fan of the channel too. The channel I'm talking about. So yeah, lots of fun stuff. Look at this. Look at this hate. This hate. Is Mark, does he doesn't want to get COVID from. He already has it, right? I thought he already had it. So I don't see what the point is. By the way, I don't know if I ever told anyone this. I'm very positive I got COVID in January. Pretty positive. Because we've been exposed several times. Luke, has Luke never had COVID? He needs it. I've already got it. It was back before they knew it was a thing. I thought it was a bad flu, and I couldn't get over this cough, and the cough was like for weeks. That's how I know it was COVID. And my wife knows this because I was mad that January. I could not shake the cough. And it's kind of weird. I was past the, I didn't infect anyone. It was over break. It was over the holidays when I got it. And I didn't see many people, and we don't do any classes at work. So I was probably I'm by myself in the office a lot. So I probably, I didn't spread it to anyone, I don't think, during that time. And then after I had a cough, it was over by then. I wasn't coughing on people though either, but I had that cough for like weeks. I was getting mad. I was like, man, I usually get over a cough like that. I was like getting really mad with myself. And then after our third or fourth, hello, how are you? After our third or fourth exposure, like the next day, they called me and said, I'm sick, I got COVID, you may want to get tested. After our fourth exposure like that. And we didn't get it. I'm a trainer. I'm a corporate trainer. That's what I do. And but after my fourth time exposure, I was like, there's no way. There's no way. I said, we probably got it back early this year, because I remember I had that cough forever. I was in a show and I couldn't sing for the first couple of weeks of the show. I said, look, if I start singing, I start coughing. I said, I'm sorry. I got sick weeks ago, and I said, I can't kick this cough, and I'm pissed. I mean, geez, I wonder if any of my castmates remember this, but I was drinking hot tea nonstop. I was constantly sucking on cough drops. Again, we didn't know COVID was a thing. I just thought it was just a really bad cough. Ask him. Ask him, Rob. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you, Rob. I think you put a list of people that you'd like to see on the channel, and uh, he was on the list. He was on the list. But the problem with trying to get Jeremy is I don't have any. There's no direct way to get in touch with him. At least I don't know of one. If you do know of one, I'll send him an invite. But I don't think he would visit the channel. I know Ryan's friends with him, but I'm not about to ask Ryan to ask for me. I just don't want to do that. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to have him on. Oh yeah, I write dinner plays too. That was a long time ago. That's how I paid for all that. And to be honest, I mean, if things go right, I may, the lady who was running the dinner theater, well, the man who was running it passed away, and his friend, who was his fiance, she kept it going for a little while, and then she was getting older, and she just didn't want to mess with it. Well, she was telling me right before COVID struck that she's thinking about bringing it back. I was like, totally, we'd totally bring it back. And she was asking, well, do you have those? Because I was writing at that point. We had agreed, I was going to write the entire season. I was going to write the entire season for Murder Served, and we had 3 of the 4 scripts. I had 3 of the 4 scripts ready to go. And then I was getting ready to, I was plotting out the 4th one when she just said, I'm not going to do it anymore. I was like, oh, okay. And we haven't done a single one of those plays. Those are still haven't been done. I haven't released them. I didn't give them to the theater that I was on the board on. I was for a second. We were going to do them, and we were even going to get the rights to the old dinner theater too. But the board on the theater here was like, no, you can't do that. And I was like, oh, you don't want that? Okay. So I still got the scripts. We've still got the people ready to go. I've got a huge crew ready to start moving on it. My crew, as y'all know, I directed a Christmas Carol locally here in the show, and wrote and directed. It said written and directed. I wrote the screenplay. I didn't write Christmas Carol. I got a big kick out of that. It said written and directed by Matt Wilkins. The Christmas Carol. Not by Charles Dickens. Who's that loser? But screenplay by me. And so I did the screenplay, which a few people who saw that stream laughed because they got some of the jokes. I slid some jokes in. Muppet Christmas Carol is my favorite version, and I slipped a few Muppet Christmas Carol jokes in there. Not many, but just a few, because we wanted to keep it kind of serious. But we did have some laughter in there. But anyway, yeah, that's how I paid for all of these West End games. I mean, this was hundreds and thousands of, well, a couple $1,000s worth, and I paid for that through dinner theater. In fact, a lot of stuff I got back then, I wasn't even into board games. I just bought books and hard to find stuff, and I was just buying. And some of these were like 75 each or something. So I was like, oh my gosh! But when I got the check in, I was like, yay! I'm gonna spend it all. Now I would save it. Now I'd save it and probably make down payments on this house, which is probably what I should have done. But if we get back to doing it, I'll be happy to get back into it. But yes, we got tested 3 times, I think. The 4th time we didn't bother, because if we've been exposed to it so many times, we have the antibodies. I'm not immune to COVID. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I had it before it was a thing, before it was popular. We got it, and because like I said, I remember having that cough forever and being exposed to all the family members and everything, and that's what it is. In fact, we got a cold or something. My girls got a cold, and they had to get tested for COVID because it starts with a cold. Well, we got the cold from them. This is later on last summer or whatever, when everyone around us was getting COVID, and the cold turns into a cough, and we didn't get. That was the 4th exposure, was it? I can't remember. That was the 3rd or 4th time, and we did get tested then. And we had to get the girls tested because their teacher got it. And so they had cold, they had sniffly colds. And then, of course, as man, you'll know when you get kids, if they get sick, they're getting you sick. They're getting you sick, man. Because when you ask for a little kiss, you're asking for it. Daddy's asking for germs. So we got their cold. We got tested. They didn't have it either. We didn't have it, and everyone thought we did because I had a cough for like a week or so afterward. You got COVID. You had COVID. I said, no, guys, this is from the cold. I'm getting over the cold. I said, if I still have this in a few weeks, you can make fun of me. But the next week it was gone, just like a normal cough and cold would be. But I'm sure we can get tested for the antibodies. But you know, it's obvious we had it back before it was a thing. Hold on, let me. Shut up. Really? I know they do have a game for it. It's called Marvel United, and it's awesome. It's awesome. Bernardo, we need to figure out how to invent a transporter so that you and Luke and Mark and Jamie and whoever else wants to come can sit down and play games. My gaming group, folks, my poor gaming group is gonna take a hit there. I'm really worried. My nephews are more into what's it called, Minecraft now, or watching Minecraft videos than playing games. I rarely play games with my nephews this year. Like they got done with they didn't want to play like vintage games. They're kind of getting out of now. Like last year, they didn't want to play any vintage. They want to play the grown-up games now. I get that. They're not kids anymore. So we played a lot of those. Well, this year, it's rough trying to get them to play some games. They haven't been into. I mean, I've had them over, spend a night a couple of times, and then they have to because they're with me. But other than that, they'd rather watch, you know, Pokemon cartoons or play video games, something like that. So they're getting out of. I'm not playing as much with them. In fact, a majority of my vintage games were played with my wife last year, and probably this year too. Even though my game group would play, a lot of my game group would play vintage games if we had a vintage game night. But with the other games, one of the girls got a boyfriend, and he works and does school a lot. He does school a whole lot, so she helps him study and everything, and so she doesn't come over as much. Another guy is getting married. He's probably still going to come over for a little bit, but you know, when you get married, you want some time to yourself. I don't know why. You're in love a lot, so you want to spend a lot of time with yourself. So I'm losing them. I know for a little while. He's getting married next month. They met in February. He's getting married next month. She's part of my gaming group too, and she loves it. She loves it. So they're great. But I'm gonna lose them for a little while. And then what hurts my heart, one of my oldest gaming group buddies, who's still around, he was almost there since the very beginning. He was part of the, I like to call, second wave of people. And even the second wave's gone. And he's the only one remaining of that second wave. And he told me earlier this year that this summer's it for him. He's moving away. His mom lives in Arkansas. He lives here. They're all moving to Alabama, where they have a brother there, and he just wants to see a different. He's 100% working from home now, so he doesn't need it. So, you know, I understand. I just hate it because that dude, and I've known him for well over a decade now. I've known him for years. We reconnected. I used to work at a call center, and I was either a supervisor or HR when he came in, but he was just so funny, and he's just so easygoing. And then we parted ways when the call center closed, and just a few years passed. About 3-4 years passed, and then one of my other friends was dating him. Didn't know that we knew each other. And she said, "Hey, can I bring because I asked her if she wanted to come out with the whole cast to go out to eat." She said, "Sure." She went, "Hey, can I bring my boyfriend?" I said, "Absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to meet your boyfriend." And then he walked in and went, "This is your boyfriend." And we just like, yeah. And he doesn't even date that girl anymore. So I'm so happy because we got to reconnect again. And he's just a fantastic guy. Honestly, one of my favorite people to play games with. Because he loses 99% of the time, but he's just happy to be there. He's just a good guy. In fact, I want him to win. Yeah, people make fun of me, and some people used to know this, but if you're new, I will try to give you advice to give you a chance to win. Someone, Benjamin from Saturday Morning Southland, he was laughing one day because we had a new guy, and I kept giving him advice. And Benjamin was, I don't know if he was irritated. I don't think he was, but I kept giving him advice to win. Not Benjamin, but him. So you know what you should do? You know what score? More points. And Benjamin goes, how many times are you going to help him? I was like, I'm sorry, that's the last time. I said, one more time. But I don't mind. I don't mind. I'll be honest. Sometimes I don't count up my end game points just so someone else will win, because it doesn't really matter. I want everyone to have, I don't want anyone to get too discouraged that they can't win, you know, and I don't mind losing. I don't mind losing. There's some nights, it doesn't happen that much, but there's some nights I lose every game. That's fine. I'm happy about that. I'm happy other people get to win. There's some nights I don't lose. Last night was one of the rare nights. The last weekend, we tied twice. Like we broke the tiebreaker. We both tied on that, and we both tied on the second tiebreaker. So we ended up having to share. I mean, it was unbelievably close. But if I could have, I would have slid 1 point behind and given her the victory. But anyway, Restoration Games. You know the people at Restoration Games. Maybe. I'd love to. I'd love to talk to Restoration Games. Maybe I should. Thank you for that. Have I read Justice League Trinity War? Who wrote it? I can't. It was the one by Anderson. No, Kevin G. Anderson wrote a Superman Batman, right? I can't remember. I don't think so. Christopher Barker, you know, one of the people I invited who did not want to come on the stream, by the way. He says he will come on, but he isn't. He isn't. And I'm done asking him. All right, so haven't seen any of the new stuff. I force rate. No, not any of the new canon. Anything. I don't have anything against it. If people, you know, want to watch it, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I'm just not into the new stuff. I was a fan of the old storyline here. This I love more than the movies. So for me, this is more. That was more enjoyable. Now again, I don't mind people. There you are. I should have checked this a long time ago. Oh, Michael, I missed you too, didn't I? When was this sent? Dadgummit, dude. All right. Hold on just a second. If you're still there, Michael, I need to have on. He's a good guy. And I've been trying to, and I just forgot. And let's see. Just a second. Oh, there it is. It popped up. Huh. Well, I guess I did have it. I just couldn't find it. All right. Invite sent, Michael, if you're still there. But again, I don't read any of the new stuff. I'm just not interested in it. This was my story, the expanded universe, and it felt more true. Now, I haven't read the new stuff. Some people love it. Some people don't. I think anyone who gives it a fair shot and wants to criticize it is great. But anyone who hasn't read it, I don't know. Like a lot of people want me to watch the new movies and then criticize them because they know I won't like them. I won't like them because they're not this. And I just don't want to do that because, I mean, there are some people, I mean, there are a lot of people who don't like it, but to watch something just to nitpick it apart, first off, it's not worth my time because I don't want to see them. But then secondly, I don't want to ruin someone else's time from seeing them. Okay? Hey, I love to have him on. I love it. If you don't know, Rob, I have spoken to him once before. I was on. I don't remember where that stream was. It was on Ryan's stream or whatnot. But I talked to him once. He seemed to be a nice guy. I'll be honest. If he lives where I think he lives, he's not far away from where I vacation, and I would definitely love to see him, meet with him and everything, just to talk with him. I mean, I don't know. Seems like a nice guy. Yeah, it would anchor the internet a lot, though, wouldn't it? I liked your other response. I never heard of, I don't know. I can't remember the girl, Peyton's Place. I never heard of that before. Never heard of her before. So seems fun. Seems interesting, but wouldn't know me from Adam. Scrooge is the best Christmas Carol, possibly. Possibly. That's a good one. I didn't watch that this past Christmas. I need to. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do I have some? Yes, yes. I've reviewed all the Star Wars comic books except for Legacy. Currently doing Legacy. That'll be my final swan song before I'm done reviewing everything. This year, I mean, this month will be the rest of Legacy. There may be a few more issues I'll cover next month, but I'm definitely going to cover the rest of it next month because then there's the second Legacy series that didn't go as long, but I'm going to cover it all. I don't see anything going past May. I mean, if Joe's talking about getting his book early copy to me, and if so, if he gets it early enough in time, I'll review it anyway afterwards. It doesn't matter, but I'll review it before I get to my last review. I'll also review the the German Ewok comics. I think they are. Are they comics or short stories? I can't remember. I think they're short stories maybe. But I'll review those too when he releases those. Everything that Joe releases later on, I'm still going to do reviews. Just just not as common. But it looks like May will be my last swan song in those. So that'll be a long time coming. And I store them in a closet here. That I have 4 long boxes of comic books. The only thing I don't have the original, well, I shouldn't say only thing. One of the things I don't have the original release of is all the Marvel comic books from the 80s. I don't have all that. I thought about getting it for a short time, but then the trades are just so much nicer. And they're here on my shelf. I love trade paperbacks. If I had to do it all over again, I would have bought all the trade paperbacks because those are just better than just open up an individual issue. I love trades. But I'm happy to have all the single issues of most stuff. Like I said, Tales, I bought issues and then eventually didn't buy anything. But then for Christmas one year, I had my parents buy me all the Tales and trade paperback. Yeah, I asked for that for Christmas. Ugh. But no, I wanted to read them. And then what was the other thing I asked for trade paperback? I think I have one other series in trade paperback form. Droids. I don't have Droid. I have a few issues of Droids, but I think I got trade paperbacks for most of those because I missed those back in the day and they were kind of hard to find. I want to say that's it. There could be more, but I'm not sure. And then, of course, I got tons of other comic books in there as well. I love Batman in the 90s, Robin, Nightwing, some of those old DC ones I absolutely love. Got collected Green Lantern for a good run. Spider-Man, I have a very few. I had the first appearance of Carnage, that 3-part series. I have a few Spider-Mans. The one I can't remember, the big one with where the Green Goblin dies. No one dies, but yeah. So I have a few and some Firefly comic books, which I think suck. Hey everyone. Alex just got home. So if you're thinking about Robin and Blind, it's too late. He's home now. Yay! Bought the More Civilized Age. Yeah, I was supposed to make I think I was supposed to make royalties off that. I don't think I've received one royalty check. I was supposed to receive books at half price too. Now that they may have given me some at half price. I can't remember. I may have just gone ahead and bought them full price because they didn't offer them to me. But that book was a lot of fun to collaborate with and write with other people. Like I said, when I did a Crucible review, I tried not to repeat the things I said in that article I wrote. But More Civilized Age has some great articles. And to be honest, that's just part 3 of a 3-part series by Sequart. Book 2, the one on comic books, is unbelievable. It is so good. It's so good. I know I should say More Civilized Age is my favorite since I contributed to it, but the second one, what's it called? A Galaxy Far, Far Away, I think is what it's called. It's fantastic. The first book's good too. I bought the first one too, and I enjoyed it. A long time ago, I think it's the first one. Then A Galaxy Far, Far Away is the second one. Yeah, but Galaxy Far, Far Away is just unbelievably good. Really was enjoying that. But I love More Civilized Age. Sequart reached out to me to do one for, what was it? The movie was coming out at the time, Blade Runner. And I had to turn him down because I had the offer. I was still doing dinner theater scripts. And dinner theater paid way more than Sequart does. About 10 times as much as Sequart does. So I went with dinner theater. I do slightly regret that a little bit. I think I could have done both, I think. But I didn't want to take the risk. I was going to do a book to movie comparison. And you know how I love reading the novelizations of books. I absolutely love that idea. They pitched it to me. But then I said, you know what? I've got to write this. Oh, I was writing that last script for them. And then I was going to do the whole, we were writing up the contract for me to write a whole season. So I wanted to get a jump on that, even though we hadn't signed. You don't sign anything for dinner theater. It's just kind of contract to contract. But after I'd written that, I was going to write this one. She went, hey, and next year, let's talk about you just writing them all. I was like, really? She said, yeah. She said, I want this. That. She told me, but she's like, I want this. You said you had this. I said, yeah, I have this one. She went, I want one that's different. I said, well, like this. She went, yeah, that's great. And then she requested an idea. And I said, sure, I'll write that too. And I was thinking, you know what? I really should write all those dinner theaters and get ahead. I'm someone who likes to get ahead in his work. And so I said, yeah, I'm going to do that. And I turned down Sequart, and I probably shouldn't have. It'd have been fun to write that. I would absolutely love to. Absolutely love to. Just that I have, and look, here's what I need to play. Imperial Assault and Time Stories. We're going to hopefully play through all. If I could play through all of those, I mean, if I could play through all of those in the next month, it'd be impossible, but it'd be awesome. Because those are just sitting around not being played. And then, I mean, Time Stories, the base game got played, and we're going to get on Time Stories soon enough. There's probably some of my gaming group really wants to do Time Stories. But Imperial Assault I want to do next, and just kind of just huff through them and just enjoy. I want to get to know them. And then I got lots of board games. Now, Benjamin is a dungeon master. He's someone who does role-playing games. And he did West End Games stuff back in the day. And the first time he came over, he was like, Matt, that is impressive. He said, that's West End Games. I said, yeah. He went, that's a lot. He said, is this everything? I said, yes. He went, this was my dream back in the day. I said, yeah, I got it all. And so he's offered to run a campaign for me anytime. I mean, and just making the time. Right now, it's going to be, I'll be honest, it's going to be a couple of years. My girls aren't 2 yet. They will be end of the month. But they have to be old enough to dress themselves, potty train, kind of be self-sufficient before daddy can do anything, because they need all the help they can get right now. And so it's just not going to happen at this time. But in future years, I'm really hoping to do some role-playing games. I really want to do that. Lesser known talents. I don't know. I mean, I think everyone knows I do commercials locally and regional sometimes. Mississippi, you'll see me in Mississippi. A commercial 2 years ago, last year in Arkansas. No, 2 years ago in Arkansas. Of course, lots here locally, Louisiana, and a one in Idaho because I got contract out there. But I do those like maybe every other year. They're a lot of fun. I'm in a training video now. If you're a contractor for, what is it called? It was, I can't remember the name, but it's a contractor for you're filling up potholes. You're an independent contractor for a city. There's a training video on how to fill in a pothole. It's me. It was funny because I think I told this story, but when we were making the video, it was right before the ice storm came, and it was freezing cold. I mean, I couldn't feel my hands after a while. And when we sat down, we're trying to read the instructions together. Me and the director are to make sure we got this right. And I looked at him, I said, there should be a training video about this. And he goes, we're making the training video. And I looked at him and went, oh, right. He started laughing. I heard Gen Con's happening. Winter tickets. I need to ask my wife, but I really want to go. But I hear Gen Con is on. And I want to go. Oh, wait a minute. I know when Gen Con is. I can't go. No, isn't going to be in September this year? Isn't that right? I don't know. Let me know. Thank you. I like it. Of course, I'm biased. Hey, Snoopy. Get any new board games? Yeah, I got Marvel United. I was talking about that. I'll do a review. I don't know. I'll do a review of all of them, all the expansion, everything we're playing through them right now. I think it's really fun. I'm going to back X-Men United when it comes out, but I'm not even a Marvel guy. I really like that. My wife was so on it. I don't know if she'll play with me. I thought she'd be hooked on it. We'd go through them all together. But she said, I don't want you to explain the thing to me because it take too long to explain the game to me. Let's just play it. And as a patient, I didn't understand. It was too confusing. I was like, well, that's why I asked you to explain it to you. And I don't think it's confusing either, at all. But I know I think it's a big hit. I love it. Thanks. This is part of my 6 streams for 6K subs. It's way overdue, like a month or 2 overdue. But I wanted to do it because May, we have some fun things going on in May. That's right. Who says that? I don't, did I say that? No. Why would I want to move to Maryland? True story. I was in Baltimore for 2 months after I graduated college. No, would have been high school because I took a year off before going to college, and I worked in Baltimore for a few months. Had a great time. Baltimore's a nice town. On old serials, that was fun. You know, Benjamin at first didn't think that was going to be a fun topic, but then he liked it. So, oh, thank you. Thank you, Tim. Go check Tim out. He's a great guy. Love Tim. Thank you. It's a fun podcast. Have I ever read a screenplay? Yeah, I've read plenty of screenplays. Yeah, I do theater. You know, every once in a while, I'll direct something at the local theater here, and written one screenplay. It was I can't even say I wrote it. I mean, come on, it's A Christmas Carol. I wrote an adaptation of it, and you know, for dinner theaters, I've done some plays, but for something like a movie, no. We did a short film for Tech TV, Louisiana Tech. TV. I knew the guy who was running the station. He needed something good, and so I offered him it. We did it. We filmed it. It's I think it's still on YouTube. It's called The Dinner Date, even though I don't know where it is now. I have to find it. But it's starring me because I had to help out and do everything. He did a lot of the editing, but we looked it over and we did it, and it was a fun short film. Even though I wish I would have been in the editing room because he didn't hit the joke hard enough like I wanted to. But I had another idea and they shot it down. And it's funny because I got this from my buddy Benjamin. Benjamin used to be a Mormon. And so I wrote this story about how the Mormons and the Jehovah's Witnesses are, you know, kind of going around the neighborhood, knocking on doors, and they don't like each other. Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses are natural enemies. I'm just making this up. And so anyway, they're trying to get to this last house on the street, and it's both on their territory. It's kind of stuck in the middle. So they both make a beeline for it, and they both start fighting it. You know, someone throws a Book of Mormon at a Jehovah's Witness. He keels over, but then the Jehovah's Witness rams into the other one with his bike. I mean, it's just like all out fight. And the lady comes out and she's going, stop, what are you doing? And then they both come up, they're grabbing their flyers and whatnot. And then they're kind of bloody and torn up, their short skirt. They go, have you accepted the Lord Jesus Christ to your life? And then the thing goes blank. And then the credits roll. He went, we can't do anything like that on our channel. I said, it's funny. I got it from a Mormon who thought it was funny. But then there's going to be before stingers were a thing, after the credits, I was also going to have someone open up the lady was outside going, stop. And inside, there's this ominous music as someone pulls open a little lampstand, you know, a dresser, like a drawer next to the lampstand. I don't know what it's called, but they pull it open and they put the Gideon Bible in there. You know how the Gideon people put the Bibles in the little desk, the lampstands, the nightstands. And so I was going to have like a Gideon place. It was going to go up to a guy, maybe in a hat or whatever, and going, na, you know, walk on, disappear. The Gideons have struck. They put a Bible in there, but that did not go over well with the university. They did not want to do that. I mean, I would like to see hardcover. I like the new one. I get what Chris was saying. It's just for getting more money, and the old mass market paperbacks going away. And I mean, yeah, no, that's sad. There's a nostalgic factor. But I like the feel of the bigger books. I do. So me personally, I liked it. I think I'm so far behind the comments if that's what you're talking about. My buddy who keeps saying, that's right. That's right. I'm so far behind in the comments here. Hey, hello. Hold on. I'm so far behind in comments. Goodness gracious. Well, let's see if there, send another. All right. Let's see. I'm going to lose my spot here. Oh, okay. Ooh, I'm so far behind. I've had OG on my channel before. I love OG. I love Chris too. Oh. Oh, thanks. Tyler, thank you so much. That's nice of you, brother. I appreciate that. The only man who's ever sent me a video question, which I loved. And you took it down afterwards, after you'd heard I read it, I guess. It's like, no, it's a question addressed to me. Hello, Johnny. How's it going? Going well. You know, we may have, yeah. Karen Travis. I would have Karen Travis on. I would. Would I tell her I was a Tally fan? Yes. But I would be polite. Because a lot of people were fans of hers. I'd have her on though if she wanted to be on. Troy Denning, I'd love to have on. He's a great guy to talk to. I've talked to him before. There were, yeah, but that doesn't mean they're gonna win. But yeah, we may have some authors on later on. I thought that'd be fun. Not for the 6K stream, but for later on. Yeah, definitely. I haven't seen the recent one. I think I answered that one earlier. May will be the last of it, I believe. I enjoyed the first book, and I need to apologize. Joe asked me where I got a copy. I thought his people sent it to me. I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. He's like, no, I'm just saying, how'd you get a copy of it? And I was like, oh, that wasn't you. So I'm excited to read the rest of them too. I'll be honest, they're not as good as Brian Daly's, but they're in the spirit of Brian Daly's, and I found them enjoyable. I really did. I found the first one. I can't wait for the other ones to come out. Hey, Jamie, I was just talking about you, and Bernardo was too, but he was talking trash about you because that's how Bernardo talks. Anyway, reading today. Oh, that's awesome. It's a great one. Yeah, probably so, right? I'm trying to catch up here. Oh, I bet I would. No doubt. That's interesting, Kyle. Maybe not, but definitely interesting. He is trying to get it out early this summer or late this spring. I'm supposed to get an early copy. I'm not holding him to that. But he is, oh, I can't reveal. I don't have permission to reveal it, but he got a really good artist that you've seen before. Not Dave Dorman, but an artist that you've seen before that's done Star Wars art before that's really good. I don't want to say anything because I don't think that's he hasn't revealed that yet, but he got another artist to help out do some artwork. It's going to look great. It's going to look great. I call it the Silmarillion of Star Wars. Hopefully I get an early copy so I can review it. But definitely he's definitely going to give those books out and everything. Yeah, I can't wait. Oh yeah, I know. I think I'm getting one too. Love it. Cannot wait for that. I'm so far behind if that's the comment I'm going for. Non-Star Wars comic reviews. I mean, yeah, I mean anything's possible, right? A lot of those other comic books I have would be fun to review, I think. You know what? I don't watch any of the Cold War movies, so I can't really answer that question, man. Sorry. Good question though. Well, I don't know, but I guess we'll have to see. Really? I've not heard that. I'm very interested in that. When is it? When is it? You probably already told me in this chat. I just need to catch up. Yay! Thank you. Thank you. I love the Black Fleet Chrysler. Do you like the Black Fleet Chrysler? You know, Ryan keeps making fun of me. He doesn't like it. Views drop? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you know, some people just don't want to. I mean, it could be that people don't are only interested in the books or the stories that I review and whatnot. I mean, that's fine. I haven't noticed a big difference though. But I mean, yeah, I mean, can't make people watch. So, didn't they come out? Oh, you'd love for them to make more hardcovers. That was a jerk thing to say, wasn't it? I just realized. You don't have them hardcover? Didn't they come out in hardcover though? Yeah, they did. I got them. Oh, focus, focus. I just want to throw that one up there. That's so nice. Let's see. As I try, I'm never going to catch up. I'm never going to catch up. I mean, yeah, around the same thing. Like I said, I quit Empire. I quit reading Empire for a while. I had to get. Oh, I have the trade paperbacks of some Empire too, because I used to collect it and then got ticked off because it was just a mess. Dark Horse was just a mess. So, you know, I got the trade paperbacks and it was all right. I think there are missed opportunities with Empire, to be honest. Black Fleet is fantastic. Yeah, that's what it was. Mid-September. I don't think I can go either. I don't think I can. I want to. I want to, Michael. If you're still on, Michael, you can check your email. I want to, but I don't think I'll be able to, because when I heard that, I was like, ooh, because isn't it usually in July or August or I want to say it was in the summer usually. But if it's in mid-September, I probably can't make it. And that kind of upsets me because I really want to go do something. Everyone wants to go do something, right? I love both of them. Dave Wolverton's probably one of the most fantastic people I've ever spoken to several times. He's great. Very, very polite. Very great with the fans, too. You know what, Daniel? You're in the majority. You're the majority of fans. There's a lot of people who put those in their top 3, seriously, or best books of all time. And I understand why. I get it. I just wasn't ever a fan. But you are, sir, in the majority. There's a lot of fans who really love that. Oh, okay. That's fine. That's fine. I wanted to send you that invite. I know it was late, brother, but I will catch you, I'm sure, another time, my friend. Okay. I mean, I'd even talk to him. Brian Borg from Twin Sons Foundation knows this story. A long time ago, we were talking. I was talking about, wait, was it Brian or I can't remember. Chuck Wendig and we're going to go to the same con. This is after I'd kind of poked the bear with him, but well, let's see. Oh, okay, Michael, thank you. Sorry, I'm catching up on my Let it be known that Matt tries not to check his email on streams, but I need to, especially when I'm trying to communicate with people. But we wanted to do one. I think it was Brian. No, it may have been Jeremy. I can't remember. But anyway, I said, wouldn't it be funny if I went up to him and said, hey, can we get a picture? And I had the Save the Expanded Universe t-shirt on. And then I was going to take a picture with the glasses and the beard, like I did in my video that he saw. And then I wanted him to do a video making fun of me. I thought it'd be great if he did a video making fun of me. Chuck Wendig. So Dave Filoni would be fun too. He would never come on this stream though. So yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, shoot. Not safe for kids, but Nebraska. You know what though? You know what? If we live closer, you'd be invited over too for board game night. It'd be so much fun. Yeah, I don't have Disney Plus. I don't have it, but I'm happy it's out there for more people to discover it. You know what? A long time ago, I had a chance to buy all them for like $400, I think, $450. That's with shipping, everything, like everything, comic books, children's books, everything, the whole EU. And I $400, I think it was. Now I passed on it because I read the first couple books and I just wasn't impressed. And supposedly the one about Noah's Ark, I can't remember what it's called. Supposedly that one is the best one. And maybe I should have read that one first, but no. I decided not to. I mean, Ewoks, it depends on who you ask. You ask someone like that hater Ryan Kennel, he's going to tell you they're no good. But I'm going to tell you they're live action. It's a TV movie, so it's not the big budget. But to me, it's enjoyable. But I saw them as kids. I absolutely loved the Ewoks. So to me, they're just so special. Are they the best? No. But it's an interesting piece of Star Wars history. I heard Star Wars Detours was never made, so that's interesting. Oh, look at that! Indiana Jones books are underrated. What was the one called about Noah's Ark? I can't think of the name right now, but supposedly that was the best one. People don't like it if they're little whiny babies. Yeah, I'm kidding. Okay, it's coming then. Love DC Comics. Was a big DC comic book fan back in the day. Like I said, Batman. My brother was a big Robin, Nightwing. I collected Green Lantern. I got Emerald Twilight. Bought Emerald Dawn. Followed. My brother was big Kyle Rayner. I dropped out shortly after that. And what did I get after that? He got Impulse for a little while. My brother did. What did I get? I was also reading, like I said, I got Spider-Man for a very short time. I love Spider-Man, but I didn't collect that much. Mainly Batman was what I loved. Wildstorm, Gen 13, Team 7. My brother was big into Wetworks. My other brother was Wildcats. My cousin was Stormwatch, and one of my friends collected Union, and Bruce collected Deathblow. It was like we all had our own individual Wildstorm. Wildstorm, when it first came out, it was all the rage for us, and we were each collecting something different from that series. So it was great. Like I said, I didn't even know Detours was a thing, so that's news to me. I know they were talking about it, but I never knew any episodes ever got made. I can't do anything about KOTOR. I'm not the best on video game knowledge. So it didn't look good. I'll be honest, from what I heard about it, I'm glad it didn't get made. God, quality cracked me up, man. Oh, haters. Oh, that's funny. You enjoy the Ewok movies. Good for you. Oh, see, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. To be honest, I heard about it and I wasn't interested. So, well, didn't know that. Well, I'm glad people will get to see it, I guess. I see. I didn't know anything about this Detours. Ah, the Genesis Deluge. That's correct. Thank you, quality. Everyone's saying that one. Good. But I heard the Genesis Deluge was really good. That's a nice idea. Let's see. Oh, the Arkham games are great. Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight. I haven't. What was the other one called? Arkham Origins. It wasn't that good, but I played that one too. Arkham Knight's the only one I never played because it's on a different platform. It never came to 360, and I'm not gonna upgrade. I'm never gonna get a new gaming station ever again because I don't play video games. But I would love to play Arkham Knight. Whoops, 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 whoops. Hey, X-Ray. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, I just went back and I smoothed out a lot of the point 0.5 episodes. So everyone kept asking me, "Oh, it'd be so cool if you got to 500." I said, "I'm not going to get to 500." But then I realized I have 7.5 episodes. And so I just went through, it took me a whole week on and off, and I smoothed them all out. And that's why the timeline, that's why the numbers jumped about 7. But that gives me a better shot at hitting 500. I think I can do it then. I think I can do it. So, and I'm still going to have the 0.5 whatever episodes because, of course, Joe's book comes out, the Han Solo books. I didn't straighten out the Han Solo book, the last one I did. That's a 0.2, 0.4, whatever I did because I know there's going to be 4 of them coming out. So there will be some half episodes put back in there later on, but I smooth those out so I could at least get the regular series to go 500. But yeah, it's gonna be wild, right? It's gonna be wild. In fact, I don't know. I have some ideas of what I want to do for the last one. I really need to get on it now, but I just life's been busy. Oh, the X-Men animated series was so good. I hear Spider-Man 90s was really good. I never watched it, but I heard it was really good. Well, I mean, it's Noah's Ark is what it's supposed to be. Maybe so. Kevin J. Anderson, by far. I like Troy Denning too. There's a lot of authors I like, but I do enjoy Kevin J. Anderson, which a lot of people don't. That's fine. I don't know. I think you may be in the minority on Shatterpoint. I could be wrong on that, but I didn't know that many people who enjoyed Shatterpoint. More people were critical of it than loved it. In my opinion, like I said, I could be wrong on that, but I mean, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine with people disagreeing with me. In fact, I'm glad people do. One of the biggest worries I have when I do these reviews is I'm like, well, am I going to steer people clear from reading this? Because I want them to give it a fair shot. I mean, you should always read it. And if you like it, that's fine. Let me know. I bet Night is really good. Origins was fine. It just had that glitch in it during the Firefly level, and it just ticked me off that they never fixed it. You'd have to basically shut off your Xbox and try again. Same level. But Arkham City was really good. I played through Arkham. I played through all of them at least twice. Origins only played once because I just that glitch just killed me. But I enjoyed Origins. But Arkham Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, I played through at least twice. I mean, unlocked everything. Unlocked everything. The Riddler for Arkham Asylum is just boring. They did minimal effort because I love the Riddler. He's my favorite villain. And then in Arkham City, they did him a little bit more justice because he's hard. Even when you get to his level, it's hard to get the timing of all those mine carts moving away, and you're not trying to get caught, and you just bust underneath them. I like how you can defeat him easily, but it's basically just trying to outsmart him and getting those Joker trophies. That was hard. I could never do that again. Never do that again. I'm so bad at video games now. I haven't played a video game in years. I've read Marvel Zombies. That's fun. One of my friends maybe has it. Well, there's a good chance now that I'll get to 500. There's a good chance now. There wasn't any chance. People are like, oh, review one comic book at a time. That's so dull. I couldn't do that. And I'm not trying to rush through them, but at the same time, I'm not trying to drag my feet either. But I do like the idea of there being 500 episodes, and I think there's a better shot at me doing it now. Ah, there you go. I love James Luceno. He's great. You're correct. He's awesome. You know what? Hot take, man. Hot take. Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield. I love all of those people. I like Tobey Maguire. I like Tom Holland. But Andrew Garfield and his movies are probably the worst. They are the worst, actually, of all the films there. But he did a great Peter Parker. And what's her name? Emma Stone was a great Gwen Stacy. Really enjoyed it. No. Janissary I know. Grey Jedi I know. The other two I don't know. Maybe I have seen them, but I know people like Versus ones, and that's great. I don't watch them as much, but yes, I know about them. I've watched a few here and there. Well, whenever it had to deal with the biblical thing, the movies were always better, right? The Holy Grail, the Ark, 3 magic stones, not as good. A crystal skull, not as good. Definitely not as good. That is really nice of you. That is very nice of you. Yeah, do you know, I tell you what, email contact@theexpandeduniverse.com. Email contact@theexpandeduniverse.com. I'll talk to you. Yeah. That's very kind of you. I'll probably suck at that game though, but I'd love to play it. You gonna get me into video games again? I guess I should. I'm not reading any books right now for the first time in a long time. I'm not reading a book right now. I finished my last book last week. I knew I was. I'm looking around for other things to reread. I mean, obviously, I want to reread all of this again, but I need to focus on doing the reviews first. Been looking for that. Thoughts on Alan Dean Foster as an author? I mean, he only wrote 2 books, right? Star Wars: The Novelization, written by George Lucas, and Split in the Mind's Eye. Oh, no. Never mind. He wrote that episode 2 book, Approaching Storm, which I thought was okay. Split in the Mind's Eye, I enjoyed. I thought that was a really solid game. Yeah, isn't that weird? I never got into many Star. The only Star Wars games I ever played was Masters of the Terrace Key, just a basic Street Fighter game. Star Wars Pod Racer, X-Wing Rogue Squadron, which was my favorite. Rogue Squadron 2, which was terrible. What else? I played Super Star Wars, Super Empire Strikes Back, Super Return of the Jedi. Loved all of those. All of those. Was there anything else I played? No, that was it. Maybe. I think I can that I can think of off the top of my head. It was weird because I was reading Star Wars books like night and nothing. But then when it came to video games, I didn't do many video games. That's weird though, isn't it? I admit that is weird. Yes, there are. There's some great stuff, and I'm glad. I think Marvel's doing a great job. Yeah, remember that one where he throws the batarang and you got to hit like all three things or something, right? Buttons at once before the gate closes, and it was you had to do it in slow motion, but it was hard. It was, and the other one where he had to glide. He couldn't touch the ground or the thing would close, and you had to glide for the longest time to make it through. That took me forever and a day to do. Some of those took forever, and that was aggravating, but that was such a fun game. Hmm. Interesting, possibly. Google Translator's working for you. I said this on a more civilized age. I think people took it differently. I'm not giving up on the EU. I just think that Lucasfilm needs to be put under new management before the EU gets continued. Right now, the focus isn't about the fans. The focus is just on their personal beliefs at Lucasfilm and screw the fans. That I truly believe that is what they feel. And that's just not the right attitude to have. So before the EU gets continued, I know people have said this for years. It's like, no. Banda will take care. I mean, Banda. Del Rey will do what's right. I don't know. I don't know. It seems like the high ups on Lucasfilm only care about their putting their agendas in there, and they do not care about stories, good storytelling. They don't care at all about the fans at all. I mean, mocking fans left and right, and not even feeling sorry about it. That's really crazy behavior by a company. So there needs to be some change at Lucasfilm. But I do hope that one day they will restore it because I'd love to see more stories in the Legends universe. Seven Veils is the worst of the three. Okay, I heard that Steve Perry's Army of the Dead. I can't remember what it's called. The last book to come out. I heard that was terrible. Oh yeah, thank you. There it is. There it is. I'll check it. Hey, by the way, also I have this up. If you're interested in doing some Star Wars Expanded Universe novels, I mean novels reviews or articles, just email us there. We've got posts for April pretty much tied up. We're getting posts using solicitations for May. If you have some ideas, run them by us. I have some ideas. If you don't have ideas, but you love writing articles, we can talk. Me or someone else who manages the email can talk with you. But yeah, thanks for posting that, Michael. I wouldn't say you're in the minority. I wouldn't say you're in the minority. I think a lot of people may feel like you did. I enjoyed it. It's not the best book in the world, but I enjoyed it. I admit things like the Caliber Crystal and things that they talked about in it weren't, as intriguing. It wasn't well. But remember, that was written to be a cheap sequel to Star Wars because George didn't know if it was going to be a hit or not, but he still wanted to do a sequel. So Splinter of the Mind's Eye was a cheap way to do a sequel. In fact, Richard Dean, no, yeah, Richard Dean Foster talked about how Alan Dean Foster, excuse me, that wasn't right. Alan Dean Foster talked about in his book, George was reading it. Yes, George read that book. And George is saying, hey, take out this big space battle because we can't afford that in the budget if, you know, if I have to make this movie. So he had to cut out things from the book to make it feasible to turn into a movie, because that was the potential sequel, cheap sequel, if Star Wars didn't do well, which we all know how that went, right? Dawn of the Jedi, Into the Void. How terrible. And Tim Lebbett is really bad. I read his Firefly book that came out last year. It is not good. Easily is the worst out of the bunch. It is the worst out of the bunch. And I love those Firefly books. I think they're really good. You know what? You're not the only person. There's a lot of people. Oh, I'm sure I'll hate the Riddler in Arkham Knight. I'm sure I won't be able to beat him. I'm sure I'm going to have a friend come over and help me play the game for me. But anyway, though, a lot of people got into the expanded universe because of the video games. The video games were a huge impact into the fandom. I recognize that completely. And I'm happy for that. Yeah, stuff like that. What a shame. Shame on him for making fun of fans. Oh, with some board game instructions, I'll be honest with that. Why did you? I shouldn't make fun. I am eventually going to rewatch it too. I will eventually rewatch it too. I can't make fun. Never mind. I was going to say, why would you rewatch that? But I'd probably do that. That's fine. That's fine. You'll be learning more as as you get into it, and that's the fun thing about it. I kind of envy people who hold on just a minute. Oh, okay. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Appreciate that. Now we'll get along playing it. I'm not reading books right now, so maybe I have the time. That's something. I'm not reading books right now for the first time in a long time. I mean, a long time. Huh. Should I open up? I don't even know. My video games are in a box in one of these closets here, probably the hallway closet. Should I open that up and try to see if I can play games again? That'd be interesting. May do that. Oh shoot, I just missed. What was that? Oh yeah, that's why I envy people who are getting new into the EU, because there's a lot of great stuff that you can see for the first time. You experience for the first time. It's gonna be great. You know what? I will do that video. I'll do that video probably after I'm done reviewing everything. That's why I think June is going to be a lot of fun. 'Cause I'm going to do the top 10 books, top 20 books, top 5 children's books, top 5 or 10 comic books, or something like that. You know, I definitely am excited about doing stuff like that. I think I'll kick off a few like that. I still have time to decide what I want to do with the channel. I mean, interviewing authors would be very interesting too. I definitely want to do that. I've interviewed one, right, or a few, but not on stream before. So that'd be kind of fun. And yeah, think so. That there's a lot of great things I could do. Oh. No, I didn't. I didn't do. I know. I'll cut it eventually when I can go back to work. We're still working remotely. I hear that my site is coming back May 3rd, but I am not included in that number. Uh, oh gosh, don't put it past Lucasfilm to do that. As someone said that for board games, yeah. I've got plenty of board games now. I do one a week now. I want to go back to two. I think I can get away with that for a short time and then start doing playthroughs. We'll see. In fact, not a bad idea. Maybe start doing two again in May. Maybe. Oh gosh. No, because I haven't played them in forever. But I'm not the guy to do that. I would just play them. I'd love them. You actually reading books? I've been reading books for. I mean, that's my hobby. That's my hobby. If I'm not playing board games now, I'm always reading a book. Always, always, always. And I knew when I'd finished this last book, I don't have the. Usually, there's a whole stack of books, right? And I don't buy as many, obviously, because the expanded universe is gone. But even after the expanded universe left, I started rereading a few things here and there, and I was reading stuff here and there. And that's a lie. Now that I think about it, my brother's gonna have me read one of his stories. He does ebooks on Amazon stuff, and I review them and read them. And so I'm going to read one of his. So that's what's coming up next. But I've been reading stuff here and there for the longest. When COVID hit, I just went on a tear and reread all through. I think you can see this entire bookshelf here. I reread through it this whole starting in March and reread through it all. I started at the top. I'd already read Tolkien stuff back in 2019. The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. But then in 2020, I read Silmarillion. And after I read Silmarillion, I think I was in the middle of the books of Middle Earth, History of Middle Earth, when COVID hit. When COVID hit, I just stormed through them, reread all the Dune. There's Dune there. Reread the Spartacus books, reread Harry Potter, reread the Silo series. That's the new Doom book. I'm waiting for the trilogy to finish before I read that by Kevin J. Anderson. I'd reread Chronicles of Narnia and the Space Trilogy in 2019, so I didn't want to reread those. I reread Bone in 2019 as well, and all the books that come with it, and Sherlock Holmes, so I didn't read those. But I did reread all of Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time. Okay, so there's a lot. Plus all the Firefly books that have come out. I've read this year. I mean, I got 100 pages a day at least. So much fun. It's so much fun. I mean, I'm getting a little bored now. I mean, I have plenty to do at home, but I'm doing the string where I usually would be reading a book. Let's see. I played the original Doom. Yeah, I played that one back in the day. That was a lot of fun. I used to have on my laptop, I think it wasn't my desktop, it was my laptop. Someone put Doom and Wolfenstein 3D, and what else did he put on there? He put something. Age of Empire. But I still have Age of Empire. I play it every blue moon. That's a fun one. I played that not too long ago, a couple months ago. I think I played a few games of that. I have Diner Dash on my laptop. I played that a few months ago too, but that's about all for video games. I just don't play video games as much. But I love the original. I'd play the original Doom again and Wolfenstein again. My buddy just would download I don't know how to do that because I'm stupid, but he download the little programs so I could play them on there. Are those on Steam? I would buy them. I would buy them actually. I have a modded Xbox. I have a modded Nintendo Mini, which is missing every single game I asked for specifically. He gave me every single other Nintendo game except for the ones I asked. Said, give me Double Dribble. It doesn't have Double Dribble. I said, give me Bible Adventures because I loved Bible Adventures as a kid. That's not on there. And another one was called Knight's Quest or King's Knight or something. I can't remember. I said, give me that one because we could never be as a kid. I want it, and that's not on there. 3 of them. I said, make sure you put those on there. He said, okay. And he said, I just put them all on. There's hundreds of games on your system. I was like, yeah, but those 3 are not here. I was like, really? And I'm too stupid to know how to do something like that. I'll probably screw it up. I wish I was smarter when it came to stuff like that, but I'm not. Um, and you know what? You're not the only person. You're not the only person that I've heard say that. You know, that's why a lot of people, like I said, I think I made this video a long time ago, but maybe when Force Awakens came out, I said these new movies are going to be the biggest marketing boom for the expanded universe, because people are going to go, that sucks. Let me see what else is out there. Truly, I believe that. Never. Do you know why the soul patch is in the first few videos? Because at the time we were going to do an internet series. A friend of mine, they were doing an internet series. They'd even bought a police car and painted it and everything. It's going to be a police internet drama or comedy or something. I can't remember. And I was going to be the kind of the bad cop, you know, the cop that tattles on everyone, the cop that's trying to buck for the, he's not the person you cheer for. But they thought he needs to have something that makes him look like a jerk, you know, so they gave me the soul patch. I read for it. We took some promo steals. I used to have those. I just thought they were cool. They had me backlit with a gun like this to my side with shades on and whatever my name was in the show. And we did a read through, and I was supposed to come in on episode 3, but then by then they've realized that they were just spending way too much on it, and they stopped. They're the same guys who filmed my intro. Because for me to do it, I said, well, yeah, but you owe me a intro for Max Expanded Universe. And so they're the ones that filmed the intro and edited it for me back when I didn't know how to. No, it naturally stuck up. You mean when I used to brush it like that? Yeah, it would just dry like that. Yeah, I used gel a long time ago when I was in college, I think, or shortly after college, you know, but I used too much, I think, and my hair would be like it looked like plastic on my head. I don't think I even used gel properly when I had gel. Thank you. Is it really? I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille. Look at that. That looks, that's crazy cat lady hair. I may keep that. Look at that. Look at that. That's awesome. That's what dreams are made of, folks. All right. Kick that back. Looking respectable. Oh, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. Haven't I done that? I mean, you just look at my top 100 and whatever Queen games are in there. I think my favorite game is from Queen. Isn't that Amerigo? I don't know though, man. I've been loving Queen. What new Queen have I got this year? Merlin, which is fantastic. Escape, both Big Box and Zombie City are so much fun. Oh, my wife got me you'll be happy. I'm not using the CD anymore. My wife has one of those Bluetooth speaker things, so I'll play the sound through the Bluetooth speaker, and now we can hear it when we're yelling and screaming. But those are really fun. Zen Garden I got this year and really enjoyed. I think those are all the new Queen. I have another one, Kickstarter, coming in, which I'm sure is going to be good. Stefan Feld. Really like Stefan Feld. I'm going to get a few more of his games probably. I'm probably looking at getting 2 or 3 more of his games. But yeah, so far it's been a great year for Queen games. That would be fun. Alex, that's a great idea. That would be fun. Wow, that's awesome. Daniel, I don't know if you've told me this, but what was the first book you read? Or D&D in general. Hey, true story, a lot of my original gaming group, they're all D&D people now. A lot of them. Let me see. When I did a live stream a long time ago with zombies, like a long time ago, that was with my second gaming. That was the second wave, or no, I think they were the first wave. And so we turned on the camera and we did a zombies thing, and a lot of those people were my original gaming group. In fact, that may have been the last time we got together, because they've already graduated college now. two of them are lawyers, but they do Dungeons and Dragons. A lot of them, they get on Zoom together and they still do it. So, you know, and they come in on the holidays. We just, obviously this year we didn't see each other. And last year 2019, I was busy and I didn't reach out to them, but usually we hang out over Christmas still. We'll play zombies or something like that. Or what's the Project Elite, you know, they really like that one too. Take your time reading through the Bantam novels. I think personally, and this is just, you don't have to, but personally, I'd read through all the Bantam novels first because you'll get a lot of the stuff from New Jedi Order. That's me, but you don't have to. I do think New Jedi Order is just amazing. I know. I hear that all the time. I haven't read them. Maybe that's why I should read. Oh, how sad. How sad. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I will. Hold on just a sec. Hey, you know what? I know if this dude will jump on my stream. But I'm going to send him an invite just in case. All right, so there you go. Let's get this one. Michael gave me this one. He sent me this. This is beautiful. Look at, I'm trying to get the reflection out, but look at that. Look at that. I just absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Sadly, no. Not that focus on it, because George Lucas said no Padme stories. That was his rule. There is a children's book. Where is it? That came out called The Queen's Amulet. And hold on. Let me get it. Here they both are. The Queen's Amulet, children's story, actually comes with the actual amulet in there. Really cheap. You open it up, and there's a little short story with Queen Amidala. I mean, it's not the best. And then the other one is, see if you can see that, Queen in Disguise. Just another very short children's novel. All they did was short children's novels with her. No, sadly, no big storylines with her, you know. So sadly, that was it. Probably missed opportunity, but that was because George Lucas said no. Oh, no. Sorry, no. Thought you were talking about the video game. No, I haven't. Interesting. Doom is... What about Wolfenstein 3D, Alex? I get both of those. That's the original Doom, too. Do the cheat codes work? I still know the cheat codes for a lot of those. That's what I would do. I'd watch all 4 of them. I would. No, King's Quest was the one where you type in what you wanted and it would do it. I love those too. I used to play those, but it was like King's Knight for Nintendo. I can't remember, but you played one level as a knight, one level as a little kid with a slingshot, one level as a monster who breathes fire, a little dragon that breathes fire, and then another level as a wizard who shoots. And then you played as all 4 of them. You would just rotate them around and they'd shoot different items, and you were blasting through forest or trees or mountains or whatnot. And it was a scrolling video game that would just scroll and you try to move up. And we could just never beat it. There was one level that was just super hard. Who doesn't like killing demons? I'm telling you. I remember the Doom movie. I remember enjoying that. It's been a while, though. That's funny. I heard the best part was the end credits because it was over. I'm kidding. I'm being mean there. I don't have that problem. Boy, I hate this guy. Absolutely hate that guy. Cannot stand him. Waru! No, I won't be. That's funny though. I thought Terry. It's weird that a big name like Terry Brooks didn't deliver as much as he could. This was back before I think authors got very creative with movie books, but I was wrong on that because a few guys I know do something called paperback movie reviews, and they review the paperbacks of all these old movies, and the paperbacks supposedly have a lot of great stuff in them that the movies didn't. That's interesting to me. That's interesting to me. I didn't know that was the case, but it, obviously was for some of those old paperbacks. Miss some hotties bodies. Great beach hotties bodies. Was that in the EU? I'm reading the wrong books there, brother. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. You can read it in whatever order you want. I don't recommend people read it in chronological order, but if you're interested in the big three, which is Han, Luke, and Leia, I'd probably start with the Thrawn trilogy, then go back chronologically, meaning Truce of Bakura, and then all the way through Bantam, and then jump into New Jedi Order. Me personally, that's what I do. But remember, once you hit New Jedi Order, it's all downhill from there. I love New Jedi Order. I think that's great. These legacy comic books are very fun to review too, because it's just a great series. Where did Luke? I mean, that was just one of the rules back then. I don't exactly know where, if Quality's still here. He can probably pull up a quote from you from anything, but that was one of George Lucas's rules. You couldn't write about Padme. Padme was off limits for the most part. That's why there's very few Padme stories. Awesome. Nope, never did. Never did. Well, hello. I didn't review any of those, did I, Tony? I don't think I did. A lot of them happened during the Rebellion era, right? I have them. Oh, those are on the. Oh, do I still have those? Those are in my old laptop. Need to make sure I still. I think I transferred them over. But yeah, Tony, you can finish a few articles for me for the website, please. Man, I miss that dude. This is the guy I miss here, man. Miss hanging out with him. I forgot. You text me one day. It was on our 2-year anniversary when we first met, because my timeline popped up with a picture of me and you. Really awesome. Wolfenstein's for how much is Dune? How much is the original Dune? I pay $5 for the original Wolfenstein 3D. Uh-oh. Vinny alert. Vinny alert. Hey, Vinny. See, now you're just trolling. Now you're just trolling me. Well, I mean, if people are saying, well, they didn't have many Padme stories, it's not for lack of trying. They wanted to, they just weren't allowed to do it. And Leia had her own storyline in all the main books here, and she had her own book, Razor's Edge, which sadly was not that good. Are they really? I can't. It's been a while since I've read them. Those are interesting. There's an interesting story behind those. No, I haven't. I've not played Dragon Quest. Usually, if you ask me if I played and then fill in the blank video game, The answer is going to be no, unless that video game was 20 years ago. You have the actual issues? Holy crap. I got it all on Drive-Through RPG was offering them all as a special price, all the issues digitally, and I bought that. I need to check and see if it transferred. Oh, you know what? I bet I printed it all out. I have it all here. I went to Kinko's and got it all printed out. It cost me tons of money, but I did it. Not Doom 64. I want the original. Poor Alex. He has to keep going back to Steam and looking for me. Like I can't look for myself. The original Doom. Maybe the original Doom. Who knows? Well, I want the original. Oh man, George did. You read Alan Dean Foster's interviews about George reading his book and making him change things. Shatterpoint has a foreword written by George Lucas in it. I mean, he was all over the expanded universe. Oh, well, that's good then. I'm glad. I thought it just, to me, it felt like a missed opportunity. I was expecting a lot more, and I was underwhelmed by, is it Mary Wells? That's the author. I was just underwhelmed by what she did. But please, if you did enjoy it, let me know. Let me know. Yeah, they had a lot of things. I don't check them anymore, but they did have some good stuff back in the day. I know you're actually checking Steam. Thank you. Look at that. I'm caught up, I think. Speaking of Shatterpoint, did you hear they're doing a full unabridged audio? Yeah, I was really happy about that. We talked about that on A More Civilized Age this past last week. I thought the unabridged audiobooks were really good. That's a really good choice, and they should go back and do all of them unabridged. Because, you know, a lot of the early ones were just abridged, and that was, ugh, who wants that? Woo! That is a good deal. That is a great deal. Oh yeah. Oh, there's lots of. Are they trying to say there's no female representation in the EU? They're joke. They've never read the EU if they ever say that. That's always been a joke. It's always been a joke if they say that, because there's a lot of great stories in the expanded universe. A lot of them. Really? Alex isn't doing his job then. He should have told me that. Kidding. 51 pages. Oh, I know it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Actually, next after next month, we'll be working on that, I guess. So yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. That's another thing. I'm not saying this would happen. I'm not saying this would happen. Would you be interested in a book, a series of books detailing the timeline like I've done on my channel? And that'd be something you'd be interested in, because it's a possibility. I've got to put in a lot more work. But I do have someone offering, you know, I think that would, or they did back in the day, but it'd be something that I'd look into. But I don't know. It would be a lot of work, and I'd want it to be really good, and it wouldn't come out anytime soon. But I think that would be fun, because I've always wanted something a more detailed. Well, not detailed. I'm saying something, and it would give a short synopsis of the storyline too. But you know, something like Pablo Hidalgo did with his, which I thought was a great book, about exploring the expanded universe, which I'm done with now. Where did I put that book? Should be right here. I must have put it up. But that was a great book. I enjoyed reading it and everything. And I can't find it to save my life around here. But I'd like a more expanded one about that. That'd be fun. Yes, yes, yes. Good night, Bernardo. See you later. Yeah, I think it'd be fun to do. I think it'd be fun. For me, it would be. All right, so I think that is about it. Ooh. All right, I think that's about it. About done here. Look at that. Hold on. Overall, you liked it. I would gladly reread that again. I would gladly reread that again. Just to see. I do believe, she was Vonda M. McIntyre was a Star Trek author who was really popular in Star Trek. So she went to Star Wars and she basically made a Star Trek novel in the Star Wars universe. That's what a big fan of hers, told me that. And without a doubt, she said Crystal Star was her favorite book. And I started laughing at her. She went, no, seriously. And she told me why. And I was like, interesting. And it was fair. Fair. Whoa, that's really cool. I never had anything like that. That cool. Hello. Hello. Oh my goodness. He's here. He's here. So excited.
Hi.
Hey.
I finally checked my mail.
Oh, look who it is.
So what's this about?
Oh, I'm just shooting the breeze.
Congratulations on your subs, though. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It actually happened last month. I just had, or I think it was last month. I just didn't have any time to do anything about it until now. And wanted to bring some people on. My guy I was talking to, who was supposed to come on the stream, did not make it, and which is fine. It's fine. I don't think he's going to be on the stream at all now because he kept giving me excuses of why he couldn't do it on a Monday through Thursday. But then he did a stream on his channel on Thursday. I was like, okay.
No, he probably saw all the grief you've been giving me on Alora's channel and decided I want no part of this.
So I'm giving Stig grief on OG Star Wars channel, and afterwards I get off. Well, then I check my messages, and here's Stig leaving the kindest message on one of my 6K videos after I had just berated him.
Yeah,
early.
I know. I leave messages on your videos and well done, cool video, and hope you're well. And then you show up on the streams I'm on and go, you suck, you destroy the stream. And I'm like, okay.
I know. And then I was like, oh well, way to make me feel bad.
Yeah, I win with kindness.
I'm telling you what, you have the high ground, sir.
Well, one of these days, though, I'm going to leave you a really scathing one.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. But it was funny because right after I got off, I said, oh, I got some messages. I went, oh.
Someone asked me a while ago, why is Wilkins pissed at you? And I'm like, he isn't.
I'm not.
No, it's just good fun.
Yeah, it is. No, I had this guy who was supposed to come on the stream last weekend, and he told me Monday through Thursday wasn't good. He had work. I said, okay. So Fridays, oh, I'm just too tired. I was like, yeah, because you were up late night doing your own stream. Okay, whatever. We'll do Saturday. Didn't hear back from him. Said, okay, hey, when do you want to do it? What time? I'll work around your time, whatever you need. And then he did a stream. I said, okay, well, just tell me if you're going to do a stream. I don't know. But I heard a rumor. A long time ago that it was about a year ago that he said he would never have me on his channel, and he would never come to my channel, and that's why I tried to get him on my channel.
Well, he could have just told you though, straightforward.
Yeah, yeah. straightforward. I think that's the thing. I think he's too scared to say no, because he'll talk. He's like, yeah, we'll totally do it, man. We'll totally. Even on his stream, he's like, hey, Matt, yeah, I'll get back with you, man. We're gonna do. I promise, I'm gonna do. And he never does, and he just doesn't want to, and that's fine. There are some people on his channel who wouldn't like having me on me and him stream together, which is fine. He doesn't want to anger his followers. So I don't know if he has any hate toward me. He has hate toward some of our mutual friends, Stig, but I thought that'd be fun. There were two other people that I tried to get on here, and they were old YouTubers who don't have any.
I bet it's Laura.
Laura go ahead.
Because she gets a lot of crap on Twitter for posting EU stuff.
I don't know why.
I think it's a lot of Disney fans feel kind of threatened because people like the EU better, and it's growing, and there she is, promoting it and blah, blah, blah. And then they tend to, more often than not, it's like they pull the, Dark Empire had Palpatine in it, right? That's like almost daily.
Right. No, you're correct. Let me catch up with some of the chats here. Professor Geek, hello. I'm really happy to have Professor Geek on there. He is one guy who didn't back out. he delivered. I'm so happy to have him on. He's great. We're talking about me coming on his channel. It's going to be a lot of fun. I do have one locked in for Friday. In fact, you, sir, yes, you need to check your Skype. We have one locked in for Friday night. Another guest is supposed to be coming on anytime between Tuesday to Thursday. But he got back with me and said, yeah, I can do it. Just let me tell you, let me look at what date. Now this is last week. And he hasn't responded back. I've sent another reminder email just to let him know that, hey, what works best. I know he's read it too, so I don't know if he's coming on or not. Kind of worries me. And then I sent out my final invite to a YouTuber I'd love to see. I'll tell you two that aren't coming on. There's this, I don't know, Stig, how long have you been on the EU circuit? YouTube.
I didn't even. Well, I'm not sure if I am, because I was I basically got dragged onto YouTube from the chat back in 2018 because people were talking about the Last Jedi,
Right.
And I was in the chat, and first though I started looking at YouTube, right, because I wanted to see it. Am I the only one who didn't like this movie? And then I started seeing these live things, and I got dragged on, and all of a sudden other YouTubers starts dragging me on, and I was tossed back and forth, and I'm not getting away.
What?
So it's I don't do stuff like that on my channel at all. I'm not a YouTuber at all. I just got dragged on, and they kept me. Yeah.
Well, you're entertaining. You're fun. Look at that. Hold on. I need to talk to a few of these other ones here. That would never happen, Donnie. There's no reason why the Pirates are better than the Mets. Is this Eckert's or Star Wars Theory? I don't know what that's from. It's Twitter. You will never find a way. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Agree with you on that. But yeah, there was a YouTuber. Her name was Kayla. I can't remember what her channel was called. She doesn't do videos anymore. In fact, her channel didn't exist anymore. I found out because the videos had marked a favorite. This is right at the turn of when Disney bought Star Wars. She was so excited that a new movie was announced, and she said, she said, I don't know how they're going to tie in all these books, but they will, because this is all canon. Because she knew the same thing I did. She knew it was canon. And I kept commenting on her channel because I think she started off her reviews by doing the Young Jedi Knights books, because that's what got her into the EU. And she was just so excited about talking about each one. It was so fun watching each review she did. And every time she went, so I'm really excited about this and this and this. And I can't wait to see how this is going to impact the new movie. And I was going, oh, I said, hey, look, I love your reviews. I love your excitement. And I'm not trying to be a negative guy on your channel here, but I'm just going to let you know, there is no way on earth they're going to keep the expanded universe around. And she didn't want to hear that. And when the news, and like she heard about Peter Mayhew coming back as Chewbacca, and she went, well, maybe he's going to come back as a flashback. Because, you know, Chewbacca's dead. She just could not believe they would ever get rid of all the books and stuff. And then when the announcement came down, they did. That's when she stopped making videos. And eventually, I guess she just deleted her channel, which was sad.
Yeah, it's, you know, she was hopeful, you know, there's no crime in that. But I think maybe Disney are starting to realize that they screwed up a bit by getting rid of it, though.
Hold on. This guy was around back in the day. I know for a fact. This is one of the first people one of the first group of people I connected with on the expanded universe. Was Mila her name? You could be right. I could be wrong. She doesn't have any, her channel isn't there anymore. She would sit on her bed and she was reviewing the Young Jedi books and she was so excited, blah, blah. And I loved watching her videos. Maybe it was, but she deleted her channel after, doesn't have a channel. And then there was another person, a board game reviewer who I really love. Some of the got me to buy all the, this is back when I was early into board games, the Catan expansions. And I tried to okay, you're probably right then. You have a great memory. I couldn't remember her name. But and look. Meg Reviews. It's a news channel by someone who just came up. Disney news about the EU. I will definitely check that out, Chris. Definitely worth promoting. All right, awesome. Meg Reviews, not my Meg, that's for sure. But all the details line up. Yeah, and that was sad. And I wonder how many other people all the details line up. Yeah, I wonder how other people. Oh, hold on, like this one. Of course, it's on Politico. Eric Geller. You guys. Check your. All I gotta say is check your Skype. Check your Skype. Everyone's talking about Meg. Have you seen Meg Reviews, Stig?
No. I you know what? Ever since I got dragged onto YouTube, I don't watch YouTube that much. You know,
I don't watch YouTube. I live it.
Yeah, I read books and shit, and play video games or whatever.
Awesome. Well, maybe we'll invite Meg do a do video.
You know what's weird about Chuck Wendig?
What's that?
In almost every picture of him, his mouth is wide open.
It's true.
What's that mouth waiting for?
To be honest, I remember a long time ago I did the Wendig's World video a long time ago. I was going to do a series, but people thought it was too mean and I shouldn't do it. Shouldn't make fun of Chuck Wendig. I had, what I didn't tell anyone is I had about 10 or 12 episodes, and I had them posted, hidden, unlisted, ready to, reveal one at a time every week. And but I stopped doing it because I got blowback for making that Wendig's World video because they just thought it was just too mean to make fun of Chuck Wendig. So I was like, okay, I won't. But those videos are still out there, unlisted on the YouTubes. Maybe I should unlist them all, put them public. Got to go back and find them all. But they were kind of stupid now. But it'd be fun for me to. I haven't even rewatched them in a long time either. But anyway, the other person I got doesn't do reviews anymore either. Hold on, hey, Mrs.
Taylor got Rudy and some rocks.
Oh boy.
And I took a rock from the theater.
Oh boy, they're gonna love that. Thank you. My little girls, Stig, they get rocks outside of the Meridian does, and they'll grab a rock and take it home with them to spend the night, and then they'll drop it back into the little rock garden when they go back to daycare.
Hmm. It's not a Star Wars action figure, is it?
No, it could be. It could be now. It could
Yeah,
be.
it actually could. You know
It's
what? That Geode character, he
yeah.
was magma before it was cool.
Oh my gosh. As much as they made fun of the expanded universe, you remember all those articles making fun of the EU and how stupid this was?
Yeah.
Where are those people now? What are they saying now?
Nothing.
That's yeah,
It's
nothing. They can't say. But I remember the the number one thing that they said was the stupidest thing about the expanded universe was bringing Emperor Palpatine back.
Yeah, but that comic was designed to be a one-off.
Yeah, it was just a one thing. It was an idea pitched to George Lucas, who approved it, loved it,
Yeah.
and in the end, it went through, and I thought it was a good story. And
I
they
always treated it as kind of like a tie-in to the Marvel comics, really, because it's kind of pseudo canon. Because the prequels came out and it contradicts the Dark Empire with the Chosen One stuff, right? But I always felt it was kind of like Splinter of the Mind's Eye,
right.
you know?
Right. Well, Christopher Nelson actually did a video showing the ad in a Marvel previews comic book for Dark Empire because it was originally supposed to be part of the old Marvel Star Wars.
Okay, but I wasn't far off then.
No, you weren't. You weren't. Because and I knew about the ad, but he has the actual. You can get a picture on YouTube on the ad. I mean, on Google on the ad, but. Chris actually showcased that, folks, on his channel not too long ago, where it shows the ad for Dark Empire coming soon from Marvel comic books. And of course, that idea started from oh no, I've lost his name, Tom Beach, and pitched was going through some approval processes with George Lucas, but they were going to do it for Marvel comic books. Of course, Marvel decided to cancel Star Wars. Dark Horse soon picked it up, and they kind of mold around what can we do? We want to make it big. We want to make a big splash. Well, then Tom Beach dusted off Dark Empire and said, "Hey, something I pitched to Marvel a long time ago that George was for. If you guys want to go with this," they said, "Sure." And so that was their first splash into Star Wars comic books, and it was a big one too. In fact, I remember the cover artist, Dave Dorman, told me that they called him because they wanted him to draw these, and they were beautiful covers. All of them were beautiful covers. And Dave Dorman says that's what they pay me for. They pay me because they want to make a big splash. And he's right, because when I was walking through my comic book store, I wasn't buying Star Wars comic books back then in the 90s, early 90s. I was buying Batman, not Superman, but Batman and all the other superhero comic books. And I did walk by a Dark Empire comic book, and I picked it. I was like, "Woo," because it looked like a really nice cover, and I was interested. But because I wasn't, by then Star Wars, Timothy Zahn's books may have come out by then, but I hadn't read them yet, so I wasn't. That was during the dark times of Star Wars, and everyone was kind of getting out of Star Wars. So I never picked them up. Now later on, of course, I did go back and pick up all the issues, but
yeah. The Dark Empire comics just got released in an omnibus, part of the Epic Collection thing. It has all of them in one omnibus.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna get that one.
Oh yeah, that's the point. And we talked about this in a more civilized age, but Marvel is doing a great job with their reprints.
Yeah, one gripe I have with it though, because they released them chronologically in series. Mm-hmm. They skipped the Attack of the Clones comic. It's not there.
Really?
Yeah. They have the Phantom Menace and Revenge of the Sith is going to be in the next Clone Wars omnibus. But there's no Attack of the Clones. All the other movie comics are in there, but so I don't know what happened with that one. Maybe they forgot it, or
Maybe so. That's weird. I don't. That is strange. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I just hear the news of what they're printing. I didn't know that. Daniel, is there nothing in that chat though? I think Tristan and I were talking about something, and that's what I'm talking about. There should be something in that chat. I don't know. Just leave me messages on Skype. I'll Skype you back later. But what is this? Dawn of the Era? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I just put the link to the Epic Collection list. If you want to see it, put it in the private chat. It shows what's coming up too.
Oh, okay.
For the rest. Yeah, the final Marvel one. No, sorry, the.
Oh yeah.
No, there's going to be another Marvel volume.
And folks, it's almost like, and I watch. Unfortunately, it happens during. It happens during when I'm working a lot, but when I catch in, I'm coming in at the tail end usually, and that's because I'm on my lunch break. But they do a coffee chat on OG Star Wars channel, and the Stig's on it, and they go through the comic books, going through the comic books here, and page by page, just kind of talking about each one, analyzing them and everything. Stig's there with the comedy when it needs and stuff, and it's just interactive.
It's not comedy. I'm dead serious all the time.
Straight, dead serious the whole time. That's true. I'm sorry, my apologies. But I absolutely I love it. Absolutely love it. Have it play in the background if I'm not actively on the phone in a meeting, and then definitely listen to it while the girls are playing in the park and whatnot. And it's just it's great. It's great. Really enjoy, and that's what I like about I love that there's more channels doing that, like giving reviews of the EU. There's more doing that than ever before. And that's why my channel wasn't ever supposed to be I give an overview, but more I'm into the, hey, this is why it was significant, or hey, this is why I liked it, instead of just giving the story wise, because a lot of people are doing that, and I think that's great.
Yeah, we try to stick to the basically the main series kind of, so we skip the standalone comics, right? That aren't really relative to the overall story, but Red 5 probably nailed it. He said he believes Marvel is going to put Attack of the Clones in the Menace Revealed Volume 4. You're probably spot on, because they just announced Menace Revealed Volume 3, which is the comics between episode 1 and 2.
Tony, which 4 can't you find? I think I have an idea. Which 4 can't you find? Steve, what do you think of the Snyder Cut?
I loved it. I thought it was great. A huge improvement over the theatrical cut. And I'm not a fan of Batman versus Superman. I don't like it. Yeah. I just, but I liked the Snyder Cut.
Wow. Yeah, I wasn't. I mean, I agree. It was a big win for fans, and fans got what they wanted. Fans loved what they got and everything. I just haven't been a fan of any of the. I love DC. I love Batman, but those movies, I did not like Man of Steel. I did not like Batman v Superman. I think DC has stumbled so much, and Justice League to me was it's okay. It's better than those movies, yes, but it's better than waiting 4 hours in line in the DMV too. But I'm not belittling it, because I'm fine that the movement's going on. I hope they get what they want. I hope they do. I'm glad the fans got it. The fans really enjoyed it, and the fans deserve it. But for me, it wasn't. Go ahead.
It's still just a little DC universe of itself, right? The Snyder stuff. So it's not like it's affecting the previous Batman or Superman movies, or it's contained, But
that's true.
I don't know. I don't see it doing any harm, As long as it doesn't do any harm, that's always good. It doesn't tie into the Christopher Reeve movies or anything like that.
Yeah, and that's why that's one of the big reasons I had Professor Geek on, Christopher, because he and I agreed a lot on that. He didn't enjoy it. He didn't enjoy the Snyderverse either. And again, I did. I don't know if I prefaced that in our stream together, but just because I don't like it doesn't mean I don't want it around or I'm unhappy about it. You know, being there. I'm glad fans got it. I'm glad fans got it. And yeah, that's really a great thing. Now look who's trolling you. Now look who's trolling you in the chat.
Oh, that retard redneck? Yeah, I've seen him around.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but like I said, I'm glad it's one for the fans, even though I didn't enjoy it as much. And but I do wish they'd make better films. But to be honest, for Snyder himself, I haven't been a Snyder fan since maybe 300. I love 300 and awesome. Dawn of the Dead. Those movies are just great for me. And then after that, Watchmen was okay too. I enjoyed Watchmen, but after that, I just didn't like his movies.
Dawn of the Dead is probably my favorite zombie movie.
That Dawn of the Dead remake, I had to be dragged into the theater because you don't go against George Romero. I was like, no way, it can't be better. And my buddy Bruce was like, no man, come on, we're going to go see this. Like, oh, I don't want to see this. And so we sat in the theater, and I was like, and this is back before zombies were cool, Walking Dead kind of blew up the zombie market. But this is back before Walking Dead. It was what, 2002? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And we were like, we watched that, and I was like, wasn't that the first fast moving zombie?
I don't know.
I think it was. And I was like the first 5 minutes of it, you're like, I don't want to. Well, shoot, this movie is almost 20 years old now.
How would
but
what if a vegan becomes a zombie? How would that work? Walking around going grains,
bark, tree,
eating up all the crops. People start
to I guess. Here's what Teresa's fantasizing about tonight.
Yeah, I dressed up as Faramir without a shirt the other day. Probably that.
You can't do that to Teresa. You can't do that to her.
Well, she paid me. I had to.
Oh, it's one of those sites.
Yeah, it's called Twitter DM.
You put the it's not one of those things where you have to give the virtual money and then you'll dress up and do anything on camera.
No, it was $5.
Oh, $5. Okay. American money?
Yeah, PayPal. Converts.
PayPal. Okay, good job. Teresa exposed.
I completed my EU paperback collection.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah, congratulations. What was the last book to complete your collection?
Annihilation.
Really?
Yeah.
That is not the worst. I think that was the mediocre book, I think, for me in the Old Republic novels. I enjoyed Deceived best.
I haven't read those yet.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I've probably read close to 90 Star Wars books, so I have some ways to go. But there's a couple of books though I didn't want in my collection because the ones that tie into the Clone Wars animated show, I didn't feel they fit with the rest because it's his own thing, So those I didn't get. Those were the ones that caused Karen Travis to quit, right?
No, it was Dave Filoni who caused her to quit because Dave Filoni.
But she was writing those books and he caused her to quit.
I'm sorry. Yes, the Imperial Commando.
Yeah, but the ones that there's 4 or 5 that tie into the Clone Wars animated show.
You're talking. I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The young adult books, right? Kind of.
No, still novels, but I'm not getting those because it fucks up the canon, you know. But all the others are ones I have.
Oh, okay.
But I
Okay.
do need to get the young adult books though.
And hold on, Tony, if you responded back to my question earlier, I may have missed it. I've not been looking at the chat here. So hold on, let me go back. Dig Magazine, The Holy Grail. Yeah. Adventure Journal number 11. Adventure Journal number 11? Really? That one's hard to find? It's sad. It's sad. This one then, huh? That's crazy. The problem is, and Stig, this is too. People don't realize that there are other people who want this, and it's probably sitting in someone's. That's the aggravating thing. It's sitting in someone's attic right now.
Oh yeah,
because they don't care. They used to play West End games. They bought the Adventure Journal when it came out. I got the Adventure Journals a long time ago on eBay. I mean, back when the EU was going strong. I bought them all actually as one whole lot. Someone was selling his entire collection, but West End Games had either just closed down or it wasn't far away, and so I got them for. I'm embarrassed to say I didn't pay that much for them. And that's sad that kind of stuff. And see, that's the kind of stuff that I wish we could get reprints of.
Yeah, I mean, there's well, you know, the young adult books too. They could release those in, you know, omnibuses, right?
They could, yeah,
but they don't seem to do that.
I don't know why. Because they see to me it feels like a no-brainer. If you see these prices going for, you know, exorbitant amounts online, wouldn't you want to go say, hey, I'll give it to you for a cheaper price, retail price, and you'll buy it because it's either buying it, you know, $25 from me or $100 on eBay.
eBay used to be so great for buying stuff, but now it's turned into a place where people want to make as much money as possible.
True.
And I've been trying to get some of the Star Wars books in hardcover, and Plagueis and Kenobi. People are starting to charge an arm and a leg for those books.
Really?
And a year and a half ago, a friend of mine bought a hardcover Kenobi for $2 on eBay. Now it's $45, I think, for Kenobi as a minimum. Plagueis is over $100.
Wow. One of the things I always wanted to do, and Chris and I talked about this, is on the website, we wanted to do like a bounty hunters most wanted market, like have people post stuff that they want, you know, that they're looking for, books and stuff. Now, of course, everyone's going to post the most expensive things in the world, but at the same time, like whenever I go to flea markets and antique stores, I will sometimes see books. And I gave them all to Jeremy from Stupid Chainsaw Productions because his house burned down and he lost all of his books a few years back. So I end up giving them all to him, the extra copies I had. But anytime I saw a science fiction book club omnibus, I snatched it up because that's the only place you can get it for cheap. Because those people, they're just emptying out their, you know, old house. And they bought some of these books on Science Fiction Book Club a long time ago, and they don't know what they're worth. They don't go to eBay. And so they just throw it into these flea markets and, like I said, antique stores. And whenever I see one, I'll buy it. Like I did, I gave him copies of that too. I had extra copies of the Lando Calrissian in hardback, the old ones. And so anytime I try to find stuff like that, but even like young adult books, like the, what was it? The Junior J Knights and stuff. I'm going to start looking for those too. I'm going to start picking those up too.
I know a good site for it. It's called Abe Books.
They're still around.
Yeah, I think it was Callum sent me a link for that, and They did have some of the old young adult books.
Okay, but see, but I think if we did a list like that, like Tony, I'm not saying that I've found, I found. Oh man, this is what he's talking about, folks. This is the one of the hardest ones to find. Dig magazine. It was a children's archaeology magazine. Tony, help me. Is this in the 1999, July of 1999? And they did a Star Wars story in the second issue. Now, here's the sad fact. Anyone who has this probably threw it away, or again, it's sitting in their garage, and they don't know the value.
Yeah.
Books is amazing. And I was very fortunate to get one from a good friend of mine who had a copy and just gave it to me.
A friend of mine.
Keep talking. My girl's crying. My wife's in the shower, so I need to take care of her. But keep talk.
Yeah, okay. I'll take questions from the chat while Wilkins is in the bathroom. Yes, Yuma playing cards. Well, I haven't used books myself because I'm in Europe, but I'm gonna try them out. And by the look of it, it looks amazing. It really does.
Oh, sorry. All right, back.
Yeah. Well, as I was saying, a friend of mine who used to be a huge Star Wars fan, he had almost all the books, and I think he had a whole gym bag full of comics. He had a little girl a year and a half ago, and without checking with me first, he threw away a lot of his Star Wars stuff to make room. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, you could have dumped them on my doorstep, but he still has a lot of stuff left, and he said I could have it. So hopefully there's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, look at Tony up in the ante. I'm not getting rid of it. But I will tell you this, Tony. I will do a deep search through some contacts to see if I can find. I already got Tony one hard to find magazine. I sent him a care package one time, put a lot of junk in there, but I snuck at the very bottom a very hard to find magazine. Gave him that one. But
my birthday is in May.
Your birthday? Oh yeah, that's right. My birthday's in May too.
Which day?
31st.
Oh, I'm May 12th. Which year though?
77, sir.
Oh, 79.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't think you were that old.
No, I'm young at heart, and I look youthful.
I'm sure you look youthful, sir.
I'm as old as Alien movie.
Oh, I'm as old as Star. In fact, I saw Star Wars in theaters as a child because my parents were too poor to afford a babysitter, and children under 2 were free or 3 were free back then. So 3 and under were free. So they brought me in, and now this is my mom, and I don't, you take it with a very, very, very light grain of salt. But she said, I kept waiting for you to fall asleep, and you were just there looking at the screen the entire time. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I do want to say I have some. Can someone have memories when they're 3 years old?
Yeah.
Can someone yeah?
Yeah, I actually have a couple.
Because I think I do remember seeing Empire. Because they took it. Dad wanted to see Empire Strikes Back. And again, I was 3. So I was still free. And they couldn't afford a babysitter, so they took us. I remember, the only memory I have is standing up, grabbing the seat in front of me, which that would have been right. I'd have been that tall, and being scared to death of the 4-legged walkers.
Yeah, I have a memory.
I seem to remember that because they were just so huge on the big screen and being scared that they would find me.
I planted my ass on a heater when I was about 3, and it was turned on.
Ouch.
I still remember it. Had to go to the doctor and the whole thing.
I'm on the tail end now, sir, doing the legacy comic books now.
Have you done all of them from the start of the of the Dawn of the Jedi and all that.
Yeah, did the Dawn. I've done everything in chronological order. The only thing left is these legacy comic books, and I'll be done by May.
Those are so good. The legacy comics.
They are, and when I did my review of Zero, I meant what I said. I was when they talked about fans being negative when it first got announced. The fans were split, and they said there were some fans that were just outraged they were doing this. I was one of them. I was totally against Legacy. I thought it was going to be awful. I bought Zero. I said this is going to be garbage, and I was proved wrong a million times over. That series was so good.
I was talking to Alora about the Clone Wars comics we've been doing, and the same guy wrote that and Legacy, right?
Right.
Yeah. It struck me that the Quinlan Voss storyline is very similar to Cade Skywalker. He even has a similar girlfriend.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
It's like it's a little rehash because both of them live on the edge of the dark side and they have to infiltrate the Sith a bit and
walk that line. And then there's that guy in Dawn of the Jedi. I can't think of his name right now because it's been a while. The dark Jedi who is kind of turning to the light.
Yeah, the one who was trapped on the moon.
Yeah, he has the triangle on his chest or something. What is his name?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
I can't remember his name right now, but he's kind of got. So it looks like he feels like that's the kind of character that John Ostrander likes to talk about. In fact, he did when he was done with his story with Legacy. His next goal was to do Dawn of the Jedi and do a big epic storyline there. The only problem with the Dawn of the Jedi comic book, it's interesting, but it's like, what if they had cut off Legacy after 12 issues, 16? We probably wouldn't have loved it as much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because all the characters were so fleshed out.
Yeah,
and I thought the way the Star Wars universe was at that time made sense because it fit with the state of things in Crucible. So it would have advanced towards that. So I had no problems with them. But the Dawn of the Jedi comics, I loved the artwork. I thought the characters were okay, but I was bored. And it was like, how many times does a main character, well, all of the main characters were kind of left for dead often, and then they came back and we landed on a ship instead of getting squashed.
Which one are you talking about again?
The Dawn of the Jedi comics.
Yeah, and it was slow getting off the ground. The first art doesn't pull you in. And the only thing that, like I said, it had potential was and I don't know how you say them, the Rakaton.
Yeah, the ones you see in the coach games.
They're losing their ability to use the Force, we find out in the comic book. Now that's interesting because this is about to talk about their eventual extinction. And that I was interested. That perked my interest. But other than that, it was a slow drag on that one.
Yeah, it was. I'm sure there was a good idea in there, but it wasn't executed well, which can happen. But at the same time, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever read. But it was, I don't know. I got tired of characters being killed off, and then 3 comics later, he's alive, he's being healed. Just kill off one,
Instead of just teasing us over and over with the same story.
Yeah, the same thing,
Yeah. Let me go through some of these. Daniel, we can talk about that another time. I'd like to talk about that. But he's looking for Dig issue volume 2. Birthday June 1st. Birthday October 23rd. Awesome. It was Yoda Uncovered is what I got him. That is correct. I got him an extra copy. I worked really hard to find that and sent him that because I knew he really wanted it. Oh, and he already answered. I am so upset by that. Yes, thank you. It was actually last month. I was too busy running the EU tournament, and I just didn't have time to do anything on my channel. And then next month in May is going to be big because we're doing the 200th episode of Prince of the Universe and Saturday Morning Sam Flange, and I'm wrapping up my EU reviews. So May is going to be pretty big too. So I want to do something big this is what I'm doing fun for April.
Have you done all of the comics too?
Yes, I've reviewed everything as far as best I know. I mean, there's
Well,
always new stuff. There's the Hungarian Han Solo books. When those finally get translated, I'll review those. There's the German Ewok short stories. I'll review those. Joe's getting those translated. I'll review those. There's Joe's upcoming book that was supposed to be I believe, a 6-part series for Star Wars Insider or StarWars.com that got canceled when Disney got bought out. He's kind of fleshed that out into like a big novel. He's releasing that this summer.
Is that one going to be on sale in paper form, or is it ebook?
There was a backing, not Kickstarter. I can't remember what it was. Someone in the chat let me know what it was, but it wasn't a Kickstarter. It was a backer, group funding thing where you could have gotten a copy. I don't know if he's going to be releasing actual copies of it, but he will be releasing it digitally to everyone.
This is something Disney could have made money from, though.
Definitely. And it's like the Silmarillion of Star Wars, meaning he goes through all the unexplained, the weird, the wild, and he ties it all together. I'll give you one thing he does. I'll reveal one thing about the book. Joe wouldn't mind me doing this. He tries to connect. His job is he's Mr. Continuity 10 times on me. He finds all the little odd and stuff, and what can I connect? I can connect this, and he does a really, really. I mean, if you said Joe didn't do his study on the book, then you obviously didn't read it. He did more study than any author has ever done before, and he took things like the Ewok cartoons, and here's how he explains them: that all those things happened from the Ewok's point of view. So when you see a mountain crying, it's not the mountains coming to life and talking to the Ewoks. It's just snow was melting and water started running down because it was an abnormally hot day on Endor. And so in their mind, they can't explain that, but that the mountain was crying, or something like that. And it's because if you look at a group of, people, imagine a tribe of people who've been cut off from the real world. There are tribes like that still today. They don't have any contact with them. But what happens when they see
they're called Texans, I think.
Yeah, and what happens when they see an airplane? What do they think it is? Maybe a giant bird or something. How do you explain the unexplained? And he said that's what the Ewoks were doing in that cartoon. We're seeing things through their eyes, and didn't really happen that way. I was thinking, oh, what a smart idea! And he does a lot of that.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get. There you go. But let me catch up with a few number of these.
You know what, though? You need to do the video games, though.
Video games. Well, here's the thing about the video games. I wasn't the biggest video game player. And I don't know if anyone remembers this. I actually did try to review Knights of the Old Republic, and I did a terrible job, and everyone let me know in the comments. Everything I got wrong and skipped. I was thinking, you know what? I really shouldn't talk about something that I don't know. I'm not the expert on. So that's why I've skipped the video games. And I think there's other people who can do a much better job than me. I never want to pretend that I know something or I'm the expert on something when I'm not. I don't want to do that. Anyone who does, eventually when you find someone's just making things up and trying to act smart when they really don't know, you lose all trust in them, right? And so I didn't want to do that. And I did regret doing that review. And I said, yeah, you're right. You guys are right. I did not know everything about it. And I should have done, even though I thought I did plenty of study, I obviously didn't do enough. And that's some of those video games fans are passionate about. So a non-video gamer doing video game story, even about the story, would not be the best, I thought. So I decided to avoid those.
I think you'd like them, though, if you gave them a go. Especially
I'm sure I would if I had the. Well, I'm getting an Xbox One.
Yeah, well, it's actually backwards compatible on it. But KOTOR 2, though, you should play on the PC, because the developers, on their spare time, restored stuff that was cut from the game, because it was rushed out the door, basically. So there's a lot of dead ends and stuff in the game. They restored it and released it as a free patch. So if you have that one, I think there's an extra planet in it, too, that you can visit.
Oh, let me get some of these chats here because you got something here.
I'll take 2 out of 3.
Between Delilah Blue and Darth Talon, I think he would go Darth Talon. I would go Delilah Blue.
Well, I wouldn't go Delilah Blue if you were there first. I'd take Darth Talon.
That's funny. Zesh was his name. That's correct. From the Dawn Jedi comic book. That's who it was.
To be fair, though, Cade Skywalker's mom isn't that bad.
Kate Skywalker's mom. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she deserves consideration. I mean, probably knows what she's doing, too.
And you are right. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to ignore the chat on purpose. I'm just so far behind. And look, there's even a chat in here that I need to address there. Yes, she was crying when you were in the shower, so I put it back in. She woke up and grabbed it, Mama. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, the intro music. Love it. Love it. Did someone say it was December? Thank you. Thank you. $2 from, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Salami. I don't know, but thank you. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. What? I don't know what this means. Stig?
I don't know.
Lender's extension.
It's your chat. Don't ask me.
I don't know. Is that meant for me? Look at it, Laura. Are you ready for May 4th? What plans do you have for May 4th?
Me?
Yeah.
None. I don't know.
Revenge of the 5th.
Yeah.
I
plead the 5th.
Yeah. So. Hey, no, Sam. Go ahead.
I don't know. Maybe I'll watch A New Hope on the 4th.
All right. Yeah, I How to Find My Intro song. Actually, a buddy of mine put that together for me. He's done a few of my music on my channel. It's probably his most famous thing. Like I said, I tried to retire that intro for a short time while I hit the road. People were outraged. I put the intro back in. And I had someone just recently go, your intro's too long. Your review is good, but your intro's too long. I'm not going to sub. I was like, okay, you can just, there's a cool little thing where you can just skip on YouTube. But I thought it was funny. Just intro's too long. No, I haven't. But I've always been honest about it. Yeah, it's someone even gave me. Here, we're catching up on all this. Let's see. Playing KOTOR right now. But yeah, someone gave me it to play a long time ago, and oh, there's a droid planet there, Stig.
Yeah. Yeah,
but I just it was too late for me. I was out of video games by then. Someone else also gave me Force Unleashed 2 when it was released years ago back in the day, and I played it for like a short time. It was okay. It was fun. Bye, Ray Blitz. Thanks for stopping by. It was fun, but
I still think Jedi Knight 2 is the best Star Wars game. The
Jedi Knight 2. Oh, really?
Yeah, Call Katarn. That's Billy D. Williams.
Everyone loved those back in the day.
Billy D. Williams voicing Lando in it.
Shoot,
you get to go to Cloud City and have lightsaber fights. It was awesome.
RoboCop versus General Grievous. You know, I'm gonna say Grievous.
Yeah, Grievous.
He doesn't win much in Filoni's Clone Wars.
Yeah, because the lightsabers would cut RoboCop, and RoboCop's bullets wouldn't do anything to Grievous.
Yeah, I'd buy that for $1. All right. I also have, thank you, but he unfortunately put Pirates up there, but I'm gonna leave that up there, just for you, Yes, now is Chris? I saw you and Chris talking earlier. Is Chris gonna give you a copy? of Dig magazine. That would be big. And I'll start looking. I never, when I was going to say this, and I forgot. But anyway, I wanted to do like a, you put these bounties, say, here's about how much I would pay. If you can find it for that or cheaper, let me know. And we work on the honor system, and people kind of go out in their local bookstores. Maybe they can find something and give it, let someone else pay for it. And we just do an honest system where, you just give it diehard fans because they just want to read it and they just want to complete their collection. And I understand that and I get that. And so Tony, though, I've never seen old adventure journals, though, for sale. And I'll be honest, no, he doesn't have them. I was going to say I know one person who may have them, but I know he doesn't. Because I looked at it. There's an old comic book guy, and his stash, he would give me discounts on all. That's how I got cheap Wizard of the Coast. These Wizard of the Coast books that are here, those aren't cheap to come by. You're paying cover price is the cheapest. If you can find it for retail price, back in the day, retail price, that's a great deal.
Is that the RPG books?
Yeah, those are the RPG books.
They're the D20?
Yeah, they're stupid expensive.
I have a pile of them. I'm only missing 3 or 4 of them.
Those are a lot of those are stupid expensive. And I was like, what? And this is back in the day when I was collecting them. Now, Wizard of the Coast already lost the rights back to Fantasy Flight, I think, back then. I don't know. Maybe they still had it. But the thing is, the comic book dealer, he had them and he wasn't selling them. I picked out just a few. I said, he's going to make me pay retail, so I'll just pick out 1 or 2. And he goes, yeah, I'll give you half off on them. I was like, oh. I said, well, maybe I'll get some more. He's like, go right ahead. He said, I'll give you half off on all of that. And I was like, really? And I got like, not all of them, but a lot of them came from that set. And they aren't bad. I've never played any of the RPG there, but even my buddy who did Weston Games said he always wanted to try the Wizard of the Coast one. And it looks interesting.
I played it a lot.
Did you really?
Well, yeah. Probably, I don't know, 300 sessions. I even used to run I ran a Star Wars D20 game through Hangouts 2 years ago. I was the DM and Ryan Kinnell was one of the players, and some other people. Wow. Oh, I actually got stuff from Alora not long ago. She sent me The Last of the Jedi, 2 of those books, number 3 and 4, and 2 Young Jedi Knight books, and a Jaina Solo figure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It nice to be loved.
Well, I said thank you.
And that's all they wanted to hear.
She said it was a thank you for hanging out with a coffee chat for her.
Oh, she's so nice.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to send her something eventually, too.
Well, I think those pictures are just for Teresa.
Yeah, I'm not gonna share those.
Hey, Sam, now I understand your question. You were asking me a baseball question, and I totally was in Star Wars mind. Yes, Pete became the quickest at 70 home runs, what you're saying being Aaron Judge's record. Yes. And then Lindor did get a ridiculous amount of money. I don't think he was worth it at all. I don't think we should ever be signing big contracts ever again, but when will we learn? Never. I'm all for a big 5-year contract, but a ridiculous 10-year contract, we should know better. We should know better. Sure, he's a great player, but he's not worth it. He's not worth it. Go Mets. All right, so
Shadows of Lindor.
Shadows of Lindor. There you go. Everyone, yes, I've watched Stargate SG-1 several times over. Just rewatched everything. I want to say 1 or 2 years ago, and you're gonna love that series if you've never seen it before. What I think about the reprints? Well, we talked about this on A More Civilized Age. I love that they're doing unabridged audiobooks. I think that's the best news about. I want them to do more, not just Shatterpoint, but more unabridged. I think that'd be great. And we all had mixed feelings on the panel. I think, but I love I don't love I'm not a big fan of the covers. I like the size. I'm a fan of the size. Chris is bemoaning the fact that these smaller ones are going out. They're not profitable because they're cheaper and they're not cost effective, so they're going for something they can charge more for. I do hate that because I want cheaper books for people, but at the same time, I do like that size for those reprints.
Yeah, it's the same size as a hardcover, pretty much. But
Yeah, I just like the feel because I have a few of those paperbacks, because they were printing a few here and there, and I love them. Now, again, you don't.
I don't get why they didn't do hardcovers though.
That's fair. Yeah.
I mean, they would have sold a lot, and they got Thrawn wrong on the cover because he has pupils. So that's Disney Thrawn.
Well, yeah. Yeah, we kind of talked about that. We talked about Hasbro dropping the ball and stuff like that. I don't know.
The Shatterpoint book I thought looked the best.
The Shatterpoint one? I guess. I prefer the original cover though.
Oh,
but
me too. Way better. But
I mean, the Darth Bane cover looks like a coloring book.
Yeah, it looks like someone's shitty Deviant art page.
Yes, it does. It does.
Yeah,
it looks like someone sold. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, to be fair though, the second Darth Bane book, the original cover, is terrible. The one that looks like they have computer graphics characters on it.
Yeah. I just was disappointed with those. I mean, everyone. I'm not going to try to repeat myself there, but we've talked about this before on More Civilized Age, and there are mixed feelings all around. Chris is worried that they're going to stop printing everything else and just reprint 3 books at a time now. Like Legends.
They said on the Twitter page that they're going to do 3 more in August or something. It's going to be a Darth Bane book 2 and then the second Thrawn book and something else. If I remember it correctly.
Have they announced Wave 2?
Yeah, they said it on the people were asking on the Twitter thread if there were going to be more, and there was they're going to have.
Go ahead. I didn't hear this because I don't have Twitter.
So. It was just a comment by the. It's called Star Wars Books, the main. Yeah. That Twitter account. Yeah, that's what they said. They were going to do another trio in.
But did they say what titles?
I think it was the second Bane book and the second Thrawn book, and then they didn't say the third one though. I guess it's another standalone. I don't know.
I didn't know that. I will be writing some. Well, I do have articles coming out this month that kind of talk about that subject a couple of times. But what my thoughts are on it and what I would like to see, what I kind of guess at what they could do. For new releases coming out. But I mean, like I said, I'm always happy that they're obviously trying to do whatever they can to rebrand Legends by calling this the Essential Collection.
I'm gonna make a bet.
Yeah.
Say it's Kenobi.
I mean, yeah, because it makes sense because it's Disney Plus.
Yeah.
One is coming out.
And I guess that they're probably going to do the Rise of Darth Vader as well, and maybe Labyrinth of Evil eventually. I don't know.
Yeah, perhaps and those are all good choices. Have you seen the Chinese version of the second Bane book? No, I haven't. Same artist did the Chinese version. No, but I will tell you this: those I think they were the Chinese, I think those were the Chinese book covers I did in my New Jedi Order, intro, because I thought their covers
looked good.
They were gorgeous.
Yeah.
They're absolutely amazing. I remember when I saw them for the first time a long time ago, back when they used still around, I thought they were just new adventures. Like, what is this? And then I found out those were just different covers. I went, their cover art is so much better. It's so good. Well, thank you, Sam. You're a Red Sox fan? Well, 1986, we wouldn't have been friends, would we, brother? Let's see. Because we're the Legends continue. Looks from screwed up. Craig, I kind of talked about this again on More Civilized Age, but at first I said, well, it's Del Rey that in Marvel that would take it over. But I think with Lucasfilm's demands for their agenda to be put into the story and not have it be about the story for the fans, just about what they want. It's like watching Lucasfilm today. It's almost like I'm going to make a movie, but I want to have all the things that I love, and I don't care about anyone else. And I mean, sure, George did movies for George, right? But at the same time, the EU was never like that. It was for the fans.
Yeah.
So
the writers today they make up a character that's basically them in Star Wars and then insert them into everything, and that character seems to be all powerful, you know. It's weird. And basically what they're saying is, I'm so interesting, read about me.
Yeah,
you know?
But they're not. Yeah,
No.
but it's a vanity project is what it's become.
It's narcissism.
Yes, it truly is, and it boggles my mind. It's like you walk into a store with money in your hand saying, yeah, I'd like some service, please, and they flip you the bird.
Yeah,
and they laugh at you as you get insulted.
And it's like all of them have to, and this is probably Disney Lucasfilm, that you have to have one of each race and sexuality, and preferably a female lead.
But what does that have to do with the story? And that's the problem.
It doesn't, because if a character is only in a story to represent a skin color, that character is only going to be skin deep to begin with.
Yeah, true.
It's a prop.
And Scott, you're right. It is the Japanese covers. I believe you're right there. Hey, someone agrees with my iJedi review. Yay. 100%. Did you like iJedi, Steve?
I have not read it yet, but I've heard.
I thought you were going to read that one.
Yeah, I said I would, and it's still true. I am going to read it, but I haven't read the X-Wing books. So I've never read the X-Wing books, and I'm going to read iJedi after that.
Okay. Oh, the X-Wing books you're going to absolutely love.
Absolutely. I've heard nothing but great things about them, so I'm looking forward to it. But it's one of those series that just, no pun intended, they flew me by. And about 12 years ago, maybe, I took a kind of a hiatus from Star Wars. I was reading a lot of fantasy books and stuff instead, so I kind of put it aside, and I never got to the X-Wing books.
Stackpole does an excellent job, pulls you in. You're in for the whole ride, and to be honest, Aaron Alston he delivers as well. He's very similar but very different in their styles, but it flows well. When you dip into Race Squadron, you are kind of missing the old days of Rogue Squadron, but then you instantly fall in love with Race Squadron 2 later on for Aaron Alston. And the two of them, as they tag team through the rest of the novels, are just great. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So do you want Legends continued, Stiggs?
Yes and no. I would love for it to be continued as it was, right? They could have Christy Golden do the sort of Jedi trilogy and stuff like that as it was planned. But I don't want Disney meddling with it, because that would taint it. So I guess I would rather not have it than have Disney tamper with it. But then again, the only Legends product they have released so far is the Marvel 108, and that one I thought was splendid. It fit right in with the old Marvel comics, and it did nothing wrong. Right. So I guess it's possible, but I don't trust Disney anymore.
I know, and that's what I said earlier. I think they just need to clean house, have people who respect the fans, want to listen to the fans. I don't think it should be a fan controlled thing. I'm not saying fans should control your fan. No, but you should be listening to them. You should be talking to them. You should be. I mean, back before Disney bought out Lucasfilm, there were forums, and you could talk straight with Leland Chee, Stan Sansweet, Sue Ristoni, all the big names who were doing stuff for Lucasfilm or Del Rey at the time. You could talk to all these people, and they talked right there with you. And it was great. And now,
And they
no,
didn't throw
they
a
made an
fit.
immediate disconnect with the fans, and they don't listen to them, and then they laugh at them. If they ever interact with them, it's to mock the fans, and it's
Yeah.
just all it's like bizarro world that we're living in. Like, how are they why do they think this is a great idea, and why? What is going through their head? Why do they think, you know what I should do? I should just laugh at fans who tell me about the EU. That's what I should do.
Yeah, and it's weird because in any other job they would have been fired on the spot. I mean,
Yeah.
imagine you're at a restaurant and you find a fly in your soup, right?
Yeah.
And the chef just comes out the door and mocks you, and then harasses you for being sexist because the chef happens to be a woman. It's a bit
Yeah.
like that. The
And
person
then she
fired on the spot.
instead of listening to your complaint, she spits in your soup and then brings it back to you. I mean,
and the only thing that comes of this is fans will, piss back, and then you just have that circle. It just goes around and around, and
true.
It's weird. It's I don't think any of them would have had a job under the old Lucasfilm for very long.
Absolutely. I agree with that. Absolutely. Sam, I like your dad. Sounds like an intelligent man. And you live in New England. Really? And he's a Mets fan. Yeah, you should ask him about that 86 series. One of the best series I ever saw growing up as a kid. They came out with a DVD box set back in, I believe, 2006, celebrating its 10-year. No, was it 2011? Celebrating the 25-year anniversary, I think. I bought that DVD set. And I was sitting there watching each game. I have watched through that DVD set more than once, I will say. It's just the baseball. It's Game 7 of the NLCS, and then all the games of the World Series. And I love it. Of course, I know the ending, but I always love it. And that's a good idea. Maybe I should watch through those again. But I have the DVD set of that World Series. It's really weird. But yeah. So, Stig, what are you reading right now?
Right now, I'm reading one of the latest books by Joe Abercrombie, who is a new-ish fantasy writer. Well, he started 10 years ago. It's gritty, grim fantasy. It's a bit like if you take the Lord of the Rings, mix it with Quentin Tarantino movies, and use the language of George Martin.
Oh my goodness!
Almost every main character in that series is a psycho or a really bad person.
Wow, what a mix! What a mix!
It's awesome. It's Joe Abercrombie, the first Law trilogy. That's where you should start.
Okay.
He has a trilogy. It's kind of Lord of the Rings-ish, but there's no elves or anything, just humans. Then he wrote 3 standalone books where supporting characters from the first trilogy were the main characters, and the main characters were way in the background. And then there's a new trilogy that's going on now, and 2 books are out. I'm reading book 1. So, and there's some time skip in between, so now they're starting to get a little industrial revolution going on in that world. So,
okay,
lots of fun.
Sam saying that he enjoyed Cloak of Deception. I know you meant cloak, not clock, but Cloak of Deception, which is that's the prequel to episode 1? No. Yeah, it's one of the prequels to episode 1, isn't it?
Books? No, it's one of the books that tie into kind of. It's that Darth Plagueis is kind of like a little hub.
Yeah, it's weird because I think that is my least favorite James Luceno book.
It takes place at the same time as half of the Plagueis book and Darth Maul Shadowhunter, because those two books branched out from Plagueis in a sense, you know, because Plagueis sends Palpatine sends Maul on a mission during Plagueis, and that's the Shadowhunter book.
Right.
And then there's
Good.
some other stuff going on, and that's Cloak of Deception. So it's
Daniel,
like a
Yeah.
little hub.
I'm a huge Sherlock Holmes fan, as you know. I've read through the book a couple of times now of the stories and the further adventures, and just love it, love it, love it. Of course, I'm a big Tolkien fan. Just told you, late 2019, I read through Lord of the Rings, and I'm itching to go back through Middle Earth again, but I need to let it cool, need to wait for a bit before I read back off. And Maurice LeBlanc, don't know him or her.
What's the first book you remember reading?
Oh my
Actual
god!
book.
What as a children's book or a book?
No, as a book, 200 pages minimum.
It had to be Chronicles of Narnia. One of the Chronicles of Narnia books. I grew up reading those when I was. I know I was reading them when I was 10, 11, 12. But you know what though? It may not be those. There used to be these young adult history books. You know, just giving you the life and times of George Washington or Lewis and Clark or whatever. And I used to read those I used to go check them out at the library and read them all the time. So I'm a history major. So of course that should have given it away that I loved history. And so I'd read those about historical figures all the time. So that could be it. I remember the book that I checked out the most. I don't know where, it's probably in my little girl's room because I bought it. I went ahead and bought it on eBay because it was super cheap. I was like, I remember getting this all the time. It's not that good of a story. I believe it's called The Imp, the Scalawag, and the Goblin. And it's not a scary story. It's a children's story where an imp, a scalawag, and a goblin all sit around a campfire and tell scary stories of a little boy coming after them. You know, instead of them going after a little boy coming to scoop them up and collect them. And, you know, they all scare each other with these stories about a little boy. And then they don't think little boys are real, and the little boy comes across them and they all run away. And it's just a stupid book from the it's from the mid to early 70s, I think. So this came out before I was even born, I think, or maybe it came out when I was little, late 70s maybe. And it's just a stupid little book, but you could always find it in any library, children's library. Because I remember when I first moved here, I checked out the library and there was the book again. I was like, yay! But we check it out so many times. Mom was like, you guys read this you always check out this book. We love this book. It was just so stupid. But I saw on eBay for like $5 free shipping. I was like, done. And it came in. I had so many good memories, but it's not that good of a story. But that's the first one I remember. But I also remember at the library reading the children's version of Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Like when my mom went to go to the library and bring us, I'd try to read all three of those books before we left. You know, I just go to that section, read Star Wars, then Empire, then Jedi, because I just wanted to relive that adventure again. And they had another book that I read, but it wasn't dealing with the movie, and I was confused. And I have it now. It's called Maverick Moon. I don't know where that one could be, but that is one. I don't see it up here. It's somewhere.
First one I read was Treasure Island, I think.
Treasure Island, what a classic.
It's awesome.
I need to read that one again. That's actually a really good one to talk about. We used to have the abridged young adult novels like that. Treasure Island, you know, some of the classics, Three Musketeers, which I just recently, I say recently, but this is like 3 years ago or whatever. I read through Three Musketeers.
It's an awesome book.
I'd never read the big version before. I didn't know. It was like, that thing's like 600-700 pages or something. It's great. It's not just one you think it'd be one overarching story like in the movies. No, whatever they show in the movies is just part one of several adventures that happen to the Three Musketeers over time.
It's just a piece of part one, you know, when they have to get the Queen's diamonds, you know?
Yeah, the Queen's amulet, yes.
The
to her.
Yeah,
because the king will find out she's been cheating. And on what's the author's name now?
Alexander Dumont.
Alexander Dumont. They actually did a board game that is called The Three Musketeers and the Queen's Amulet, which is very true to the storyline. In fact, the description, no, is it the amulet or the brooch or whatever? The whatever it is, the Queen's Amulet. It's not the Queen's Amulet, is it? I can't remember. A pendant. It's a pendant. Excuse me. It's a pendant. And they got the description of the Queen's pendant from the book and made it, put it perfectly in there. And I realized that once I'd read the novel. And I was like, oh, that is awesome. I love attention to detail like that. But I'd never read his full version. I'd only read the little children's version, which I thought was the real version for the longest.
You know, if you like the Treasure Island story, you should get the movie from 1990. It was made for TV, but with a high budget. It has Charlton Heston playing Long John Silver.
Yes.
It has Christian Bale as Jim Hawkins. You have General Veers is there playing the Doctor. You have Christopher Lee is in it. Oliver Reed. It's packed with huge stars. And also check out Black Sails, the TV show. My
brother loved Black. That was Showtime, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a prequel to Treasure Island. It's about Flint and John Silver and stuff back in the day before, when they got the treasure. Billy Bones is one of the main characters.
No, I didn't even know that. He didn't tell me that, but he loved it. Chris, I got him Yoda Uncovered. I actually found him Yoda Uncovered. And that was a thing. I'd gotten a copy, and then I got a second copy, and I had two, and I know Tony was looking for it, so I went ahead and gave him that one. Look at these, everyone's
so much stuff to read. A lot of people go, oh yeah, we're not getting good entertainment anymore. But if you just look backwards instead at all the movies and stuff you never saw,
and that's the thing. That's a good point there. We're getting so many streaming shows now and more content than ever before that a lot of these shows fall between the cracks, and they're actually pretty good. You just missed it because there's a billion other shows going on at the same time. Like, I can't remember what was going on with Black Sails was going on, but my brother had recommended it to me years ago when it was on its last season, and there were just too many other shows I had.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Chris.
I keep going back and watching old favorites, though. I'm a huge fan of X-Files.
Yeah?
And, awesome show. And Twin Peaks.
Yeah, I never saw Twin Peaks.
Oh, it's awesome. But
a lot of
don't watch the movie, though, until you've seen the first two seasons. So it's two seasons and then the movie, because that's a prequel.
Gotcha.
And it spoils who the killer is.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you watch that one first, the show is kind of pointless in a sense. And then watch the new season that Lynch did a couple years ago.
Yeah, I heard he returned back to.
He made it even weirder, like big time weird. It was awesome.
Of course, he's about that.
Yeah, and he ended it on a damn cliffhanger again, like he did 25 years ago.
Of course.
Yeah, that bastard.
I'm telling you, he'll come back to it 20 years from now.
Yeah. Well, in the show, though, in the original show, there was some, supernatural elements and stuff. And they were talking about how something was going to happen 25 years later. And Carl McLaughlin's character saw himself 25 years older and stuff. And then the new show happens 25 years later. I thought that was awesome.
Oh, my goodness. Have you read Choices of One? Sam picked up Choices of One.
No, I have it, but I haven't read it. I've been trying to catch up on books I haven't read. I hadn't read the Bane trilogy, but I did that one last year, and I did reread the Jedi Academy actually. What else did I read? I read a lot. I did all those the Callista books.
Yeah.
Love them. Yeah, I did Darth Maul Shadowhunter. I did Plagueis.
Shadowhunter's good. Have you read Shadow Games?
No, I haven't though.
Dash Rendar. That's
good. I want to read it though.
It's good. It's good. Yeah, it's not. There's no big adventure there, but it's interesting. Plus, Dash Rendar. This came out years after his hype from Shadows of the Empire died, and I was shocked that they gave him his own novel. But supposedly the author was a big fan and always had imagined a Dash Rendar adventure that just as a regular Star Wars adventure, and I thought was different. I enjoyed it.
Oh, I've been reading the Brian Daley Han Solo books because you told me to.
Oh, I love Brian Daley's Han Solo.
I have one left of those. I haven't read Han Solo's Revenge yet.
Yeah, Bullocks and Blue Max are just great characters.
Oh yeah,
and it's just a fun series.
I kind of felt they fit better with the Marvel comics with continuity because it has the same feel.
Right. No, it it was made back in the early 80s. So yeah.
What else did I read? I read Outbound Flights. I read Rogue Planet. Is that one with Anakin and Kenobi?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one I didn't like.
New Jedi Order.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
It had a lot of missed opportunities. They wanted to do a prequel book, so they did Rogue Planet because episode 1 had come out. But then they also wanted New Jedi Order fans to buy it, so they plugged it in as a New Jedi Order prequel. But the thing is, though, it tried too much to be two different things. It should have been a story of young Anakin and Obi-Wan, just about them trying to form a friendship or trying to form a mentor,
Yeah.
And it does a little bit of that, but then it drops that because then we have to push the story forward for New Jedi Order. You know what I'm saying? And as a New Jedi Order prequel, nothing really happens that you can't just learn, as a flashback.
And they actually reference the Yuuzhan Vong in the first KOTOR game as well. One of the Canderous Ordo, the Mandalorian guy, he tells old stories if you get to know him and stuff, and he mentions Yuuzhan Vong ship. He doesn't know what it was, but it was a weird ship that kind of swung by and then went out of the galaxy again.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they had another guy told a story about Nomi Sunrider, which I think BioWare got sued for. Because there's some stuff about the guy who created Nomi Sunrider or something. Yeah,
there was a big argument with Tom Veach. He thought that he deserved if they were going to use his character, he deserved some compensation for it. Contracts weren't written out that way back then, and Lucasfilm had a big fight over it, and that's how Veach got cut down. That's why Empire's End got cut down to just 2 issues, just to get rid of Veach out of his contract and never bring him again. That's why Veach had written a short story that takes place between Dark Empire 1 and 2, but he never released it because of his spat with Lucasfilm. It was supposed to tell you about how because in Dark Empire 2, Cam Salier is with, Luke.
Yeah, he's just there.
Yeah, he's like, what happened? And he tells him that, we know that Luke saved him from the dark side. He was a dark Jedi, and Luke saved him. What happened? And so this was supposed to be the story that took place in between. And Dave Dorman was supposed to be written like a book, kind of a little bit of a short story, but with art. Kind of like how the Dark Forces books were written.
Oh yeah,
Supposed to be something like that. Books. Look at this. Look what
the Dark Forces books.
He's just writing a memoir right now. Oh, that is going to be interesting.
The Dark Forces books are hell to get now. First one is easy to get, for $8 or something. 2 and 3, people charge over $100 for.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, it's just,
which annoys.
They probably didn't order as many of those as they did the first one.
I don't know, but I've been looking for 2 and 3 though. But damn, I'm not paying $100 for a.
No, I wouldn't pay that either. Rebel Agent and Jedi Knight.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So these came out at your local comic book stores, and you could buy them back in the day. And I did, and I was excited because I knew about Dark Forces, but I never played it. No, I don't think I ever played it. But I was intrigued.
You know what I did?
Dark Horse was doing this. I was like, how can they get away? And I heard that Bantam wasn't happy about this either. But they did it was like a graphic novel in a way, but it was kind of cheating. And Bantam, I heard, was a little myth that Dark Horse was allowed to do this. And this is the only time that Dark Horse did this, because I think Bantam complained and Lucasfilm caved and didn't give Dark Horse the rights to do any more like that.
You know why I didn't buy them back in the day? They were cheap too, and I was like, almost bought them, but I just figured, well, I have the games anyway. So I was like,
I get that.
Young and stupid.
No, that's not stupid. That makes sense. It's the stupidest mistake I made, and this is one of our first Prince of the Universe podcasts. It was when Dark Horse was saying goodbye to Star Wars. They had that big blowout digital sale. You get every Star Wars expanded universe comic, everything, for like $300 or something, or $400 or whatever. And I was telling people, I said, you better get this, because it's everything digital, and it's just such a great deal. And I said, don't be an idiot, don't pass this by. But the whole time I didn't get it. I didn't get it because I said, well, I have the physical copies of it all, so why do I need a digital? Man, what a dummy. Because when I'm trying to think of a comic book, Bruce will get on his phone and do this, because he bought it after we did the podcast. He went out and bought it. He went, oh, that issue there? He said, yeah, here. He scrolled through the pages. This one? I was like, oh my gosh, that's so easy. Because I was like, I'm going to have to go into my closet, dig into my long boxes, find the issue, turn to the page, but I totally should have got them all on digital. That was such a great deal. I should have listened to my own advice.
I have most of them digitally myself, but
oh wow,
found them on the high seas, and I couldn't help myself. But I'm buying them anyway now, though.
There you go. A lot, and that's the thing that Tony likes to have physical copies of everything. I would love to have physical copies of everything. I can't. So some of those hard to find internet only stories or stuff like that, I think the only thing in print that I'd kind of like to have is that Star Wars imprint, that small little 2-page story that came out in the Hyperspace Fan Fiction Club, Hyperspace Fan Club 2010, I believe. And I missed it because I was newlywed back then. I let my subscription lapse, and that was the one time they put a short story. I was so mad because I couldn't. I still can't. The last time I saw it on eBay, it was $50. I was like, I'd pay 20, maybe 10 would be a reasonable price, but anything above 20, I'm out. Because that thing's over $50. I think it's only just a handful of pages by Christy Golden, and it's not worth it. I've read it. I just downloaded a digital copy of it, printed it out, and have it, and I'm happy with that. I don't need if I saw the physical copy for a decent price, I'd get it. But
yeah, I love Star Wars and all that, but I'm not paying $100 for a book.
No.
I don't like it that much. But
yeah,
if I'm to pay $100 for a book or something, it has to be like collector's edition Lord of the Rings that's signed or something.
It has to be something worth it. Yeah. Oh, I got one book that's going to be worth a lot, waiting for the TV series to take off. I've got the Robert Jordan personalized autograph.
That TV show is not going to take off.
You don't think it will?
They've race swapped 60% of the cast to the point where it doesn't make sense at all within that universe. And you have one of the lead writers on the show. He said he wanted to turn this fantasy world into what he believes New York will be in 40 years in terms of diversity. That show is so dead on arrival.
That's so sad. And it's sad that anyone takes there's a reason these were best-selling novels.
Yeah.
Because of the story. If you stay true to the story, it's a winning formula. It's a winning formula. But you feel like everyone who takes it and they want to do their adaptation of it, they feel like they got to twist it and change it to their way, and I hate that.
Well, one of the writers was dumb enough to spoil stuff too, because they were doing this little character profiles. I think it was on Facebook, and they were doing Perrin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Perrin is basically an emo who just lost his parents and blah 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 in the show, which means his parents gets killed in the first attack in book 1, which will change his whole character.
Yeah.
You have to leave out so much stuff when he goes back and defends, Emmons Field from the Trollocs, and the White Cloaks are involved and stuff. That can't happen now because they kill his parents in one of the first episodes, I assume.
His relationship when he comes back and his parents see him as a man.
Yeah,
now,
all that is gone.
The whole changes. It's a great scene. Perrin's a great character. I hate that they're doing that. I hate that.
Yeah.
That's sad. That's sad. I stay away from news like that to kind of stay away from spoilers as best I can. But I hate hearing that though.
Yeah, and the sea folk, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where the African Americans or Africans or whatever you want to call it, they're a seafaring nation, highly respected, best sailors on the map, right?
Yeah.
Now half the cast in Emmons Field are basically sea folk, according to Wheel of Time lore, because they messed it up.
It doesn't make sense.
And Lan, who is a northerner, is basically the Aragorn of the story, right? Who lives way north. He's Asian, but the characters from the neighboring countries that his country is in between are white. So how does that even work?
Goodness gracious. I mean, that's it. And then what you told me about Amazon Prime and the Tolkien, even though it's taking place in the Second Age, that they're trying to do the same type things.
The Tolkien stuff is I don't know what they're doing, but they said it was going to have nudity and stuff, and I don't mind nudity, but I don't want it in Tolkien.
Yeah, that was weird when you said that. I was like, really? Why would they do that?
I don't know. I don't want full nudity in Star Wars or Tolkien, because
it doesn't belong there, and Tolkien wouldn't either.
Yeah, it was never R-rated like that to begin with, If in Game of Thrones, fine, because that is 18 plus. It's written like that, but I don't want it in Tolkien or Star Wars. They can show some skin, but not nudity. Do
you think they've done that in Star Wars? The new Star Wars?
No. I just used it as an example.
You just saying it's just a fact. Yeah, you don't want to.
Yeah. As much as I want to see Darth Talon naked, I don't want to see it on the screen because it's not supposed to be that in Star Wars.
It's for Stig's eyes only.
Yeah.
That's right. Let's see. What is this? Just read instead of watching. I mean, I think you should definitely read those books.
Yeah, absolutely. And I fully agree. But it's all the missed opportunities, though, when you kind of get your favorite books and stuff, and it's going to be a show or a movie, and then they just changed it so much you can't even recognize it. And if and when it fails, it's going to be decades or more before someone even tries to make something out of that series again, right?
But just the arrogance of that, they think they can do better than a best-selling author.
Yeah, and that's what happened with Game of Thrones. They abandoned the books after season 4, and basically pushed George Martin out, and then look what happened. Yeah. But that's what I said. But contexts matter, Alora.
Dig this comment here.
There's a certain film that does have a Darth. Huh. I haven't seen that.
Well, you have put the target on the Stig there to do some research.
I
don't think
saw
I won't be researching that.
I saw an Indiana Jones movie though by mistake. Misread the title. The title was actually In Diana Jones. It was a different movie entirely. It did have a temple though, but
Oh my goodness. Okay, so on that note, I'll go ahead and end it here. Hey guys, thanks a lot. Been a lot of fun. I am going to have more guests, good guests coming on Friday. Cannot wait for that one. Hold on, let's see what it says here.
no, I don't. I'm usually fetching tea and stuff.
By the way, when's your next coffee chat? When's y'all's next coffee chat?
Thursday, as usual.
Thursday, yeah, that's right.
9 in the morning Pacific, I think.
Yeah.
So we're doing what's it called? Star Wars Obsession, comic number 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah,
The final
yeah,
three.
y'all are in Obsession right now, which is fun.
Yeah,
That's a fun one.
and after that, we don't have more of those omnibuses, so we're gonna move on to the Rebellion era for a while.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, because we're using the omnibuses because they're chronological.
Yeah, they're great.
And since there's another Clone Wars omnibus coming out in, I think it's December. So when that one is out, I'm guessing we're gonna do the ones in, take a step back and do those, right?
There, yeah, sounds awesome.
But, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun interacting with the chat, except for that weirdo that shows up bashing me all the time.
I don't know where he was. Hey, do you know, it's so funny because whenever on Coffee Chat, I should remind you that Teresa keeps asking for my username so that she can trash talk you in the comments. It's the weirdest thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to speak with Teresa harshly about that.
All right. Well, tomorrow, folks, I'm going to keep going on about Star Wars Legacy. We're going to continue my reviews on those. And I put some more board games up on there because I got some board games to review as well. Of course, Saturday morning Salmon Flange. We don't have one prepared for this week, but that's what I have my guys coming in. We're going to knock out the last few reviews there so we can get that. We can have that established. And yeah, lots of fun. Then, of course, one guest for sure. Hopefully another guest later on this week if he gets back to me. I hope he does. But Stig, thanks for joining me, man.
Oh, thank you for having me on, and thank you to the chat for being excellent company as well.
Yeah, you guys have been great. We've averaged around 20, 25 people this entire time, which is kind of crazy. But anyway, all right, folks. Well, you have a good night, good afternoon, good evening, good morning.
Side note, by saying that the chat was excellent company, I mean all the chat except Alora, who was being a bit of a twat.